U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 and monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
I'm attorney Brian Ritchie. Big truck accidents can cause life-changing injuries, and life-changing injuries deserve life-changing money. I know big truck wrecks, and I know how to fight those big insurance companies. If you've been hurt by a big truck, contact us at ritchielaw.com. I'm on top of it.
WCMC-FM HD1 Holly Springs.
This is the Adam Gold Show on the North Carolina Sports Network.
Ferguson sends it back. Robbins puts it down. Prater's kick is on the way. It is good! And the Bills win! The Buffalo Bills pull one out of the fire, and they win 41-40. Buffalo opens the 2025 campaign with a win here at home from down 15 in the fourth quarter. They come back and win it. And the Buffalo Bills are 1-0. What a comeback.
Hi, everyone. It's the Adam Gold Show. Welcome. I am him. Victoria's here.
Yes, what a weekend of football. It's officially back.
Is that a good thing?
Not as a Panther fan, no.
Okay.
But I distract myself with other football games.
You do. And, we had a lightning delay. We'll get to that.
Oh, my goodness.
I was pretty
it's like the theme of this weekend.
I was pretty thankful for it. So, yeah, all weekend long. Real quick about that highlight we just played. And again, Adam Gold Show. I'm Adam. That's Victoria. You can watch us on YouTube. Go to YouTube, search Adam Gold Show or 99.9 The Fan. You'll find us. There's a chat box. You can comment. We have a one-timers section coming up in, 45, 50 minutes. And you can ask whatever question you want, and Victoria will read it if you put it in the chat box. And I actually put up a poll on Twitter about the Panthers' loss, and you can respond to that as well at A Gold Fan. Very quickly before we begin, and I'm not going to take up a ton of time with this, but the highlight was Buffalo's game-winning field goal by geriatric kicker Matt Prater.
Yeah.
Because apparently Bass is hurt, and he's going to be on IR, and he's going to be out for a month, which I did not know about.
I don't think a lot of people had a Crater on their fantasy league.
Actually, my son's in some weird league that allows you to substitute.
Wow,
so
what?
He had Bass and put Prater in. He still didn't win.
Oh, wow.
But still, yeah, weird. Anyway, I went to bed last night after Buffalo scored to make it, I think it was 34-25. Buffalo scored.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to think, was that the 2-point conversion that was erased because Keon Coleman was out of bounds and came back in? It might have been the previous one. I think it was that one. Doesn't really. No, it was the previous one. Doesn't matter anyway. But Buffalo could not stop Baltimore. And it was late, and I was tired. So I went to bed.
Yeah.
And so this morning I got up. It's about 6 o'clock. Getting ready to get Jack going to school and whatnot. And I'm in my phone, and I can sync the document that we use for the show. So I'm just typing stuff on my phone into the doc, not really paying attention to anything. And so I type out a bunch of Panther stuff, which had already been in there. And then I was going, I have 5 things I want to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Item 2 this was the title. Baltimore versus Green Bay Super Bowl. Didn't think anything about it.
Right.
Driving to school, and Jack, who has Prater, said, "Hey, my guy kicked the game-winning field goal last night." I'm like, "You have the Bills kicker, right?" He went, "Yeah." I'm like, "What?"
Mm-hmm. Yep. It happened.
Teach me to go to bed early.
I watched it.
So I have gone back and I've seen everything that happened,
Yeah.
but this is why the National Football League is the best reality TV on earth. You just don't know. The Bills, I saw this stat, became the first team ever to score 15 points to rally to win in the final 4 minutes of an NFL game.
Wow. All right. Look at them go.
For whatever that's worth.
Yeah.
But it was unbelievable when I went back and watched it.
That's usually a Patrick Mahomes Chiefs thing, but not.
Right, but not 15 points in 4 minutes.
Not last night.
They just need 13 seconds against Buffalo. Bills have, by the way, been involved in 3 of the most remarkable comebacks, both ways.
Yeah.
That I could ever imagine, right? They were the opposing team in the Music City Miracle when, the Titans were allowed to cheat, but never mind. The Titans scored that. They also came back, and this goes back well when the Houston Texans weren't even born yet, and the Tennessee Titans were the Houston Oilers, when they trailed 31-0 at halftime of a playoff game and won. Frank Reich was the quarterback of that Bills team. And then last night. And I know what's going on in Baltimore. They are having, kittens about the fact that they blew that lead.
That was bad.
It's terrible. If Derrick Henry doesn't fumble, they win the game. It's that simple. If Derrick Henry doesn't fumble the ball, they win the game. Hard to blame Derrick Henry, considering how amazing he was.
Yeah, he did a lot.
But if he doesn't fumble the ball, they win the game. And the narrative is completely different about Buffalo. Why can't you stop Baltimore? First of all, if you watch the game with the sound on last night, bless your heart, because I got to about middle of the third quarter, I went, it's too much. I can't stand it anymore. Chris Collinsworth had lost his mind. Everything was the greatest thing he'd ever seen. I'm begging. I'm begging. Anyway, it was a phenomenal television show is what it was.
Wow.
2, 3 of the best players in the last decade in the NFL just balling out until one of them fumbled.
That YouTube game, I don't know if you watched that on YouTube. It felt weird because the camera was so far away. It almost looked like a video game.
Right.
And I was like, well, at least it worked compared to Netflix.
I watched the end of it. Well, it was produced by NBC. And, and Rich Eisen, by the way, with maybe the highlight of the weekend. We don't have to get into it, when he went Harrison Butker.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Ironically enough, wide right. Like, wow. Really, Rich? You did that?
Yep, that's Rich.
I mean, I'm sorry. It just it was all over the place. Anyway, the Chargers are good.
Yeah.
And we're going to get into it later. The Chiefs might have some problems. I mean, might have some legitimate problems. They also suffered an injury. Xavier Worthy
from
hurt.
Kelce. From Travis Kelce.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Was it
they
Kelce?
ran into each other.
That's too bad.
Yeah.
That's too bad. I didn't see the impetus of the injury because
his own dude did it.
I wasn't watching it early. I didn't get to the game till late.
There was some other collision with the Chiefs later on that was between their own guys, running into each other. And I thought, whoa, what is this hot mess?
Look, this is not that crazy to see, because last year the Chiefs had to get bailed out a lot by Patrick Mahomes.
Big time. Yeah.
So, can he do it again? I don't know. I mean, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't bet against him.
No.
But right now, if you were asking me who the best team is in the AFC, Chiefs are no better than third, because I think the two teams we watched last night are both better than the Chiefs.
For sure.
So, and I know Baltimore lost and they're losing their minds, but I don't feel too bad about myself if I'm Baltimore. I really don't. All right, let's go.
Let's get it started. Let's get it started in here.
All right.
Let's get it started.
I mean, where do we start? Where do we start?
So many places.
Oh, man. Okay, let me start with just hearing from Dave Canales. Biggest point of emphasis heading to next week in Arizona?
Let's take a look in the mirror, talk to the group and just said, hey, look, this is us today. This is us right now. We're going to watch that film, and here's where we're at. We can be better than this. There are things that we have total control over. I think that the things that we're going to see and be able to fix are well within our control. And I feel that sense from the group as well, that the guys know that we can play a better brand of football, but we just have to be fundamentally sound with all of our stuff, with our blocking and tackling and finishing the plays on sidelines, finishing the plays down the field, and ending the drives with the ball.
Yeah, I'm in some ways. I mean, I know he mentioned the word tackling, but everything else was about offense, and that was a concern because I made a list of the things I liked, and there were certain things that I liked.
Okay,
and I made a list of the things that I did not like. The list of things I did not like, way longer.
Should have been at least double.
Oh, double.
At least.
I wish it was only double. Here's what I liked. J.C. Horn's interception.
That was good.
If you notice, though, on the interception return, his lead blocker did not block either of the two players who tackled him. And they were right in front of him. He chose neither. For those people who play golf, here's what happened. You're playing golf, and you come to a hole that has a split fairway. You have fairway can go to the left, fairway can go to the right. In the middle, there's rough and there's a bunker, whatever. All right, and you go, well, I'll just aim down the middle because I never hit it straight.
Right.
So chances are I'll end up in one of the two fairways. Who among us hasn't tried that? Doesn't work for me either. That's when you hit it straight. So he went right and just ran in between the two guys. Like, what are we doing? So, sorry, that should have been on the stuff I didn't like. I loved J.C. Horn's interception. Tremendous. I loved Ryan Fitzgerald's 48-yard field goal.
Yeah.
Yeah! Sam Martin, that's the new punter, right? Sam Martin did a good job.
Yep.
I would have liked more punts. We only had two.
Yeah.
That's a problem. The fact that we only had 2 punts. I liked the lightning delay.
It helped.
Wait a second. That's how long the list is? That item 4 was you liked the lightning delay? Yes.
It's a nice
that's
little
exactly where I was.
mental break.
I got a chance to watch better football.
Yes.
I did. I know, was it Fox shifted to another game? That wasn't great football. It was Giants-Washington, right?
Washington, yep.
Yeah, I didn't watch that. Jets and the Steelers were on.
Pittsburgh
That
Steelers,
was an entertaining football game.
That's what I was watching.
Absolutely entertaining football game. Jets fans, I saw some things that I didn't like, but I also saw some great signs. If you're a Jets fan, I think there's good stuff coming.
Yeah.
With that team.
They should be optimistic.
But they were a functional mess at times, which hurt them, and it's clear that they need to play with the lead. Because I don't believe they're going to be able to pass their way out of trouble, even though Justin Fields can make plays with his arm. Aaron Rodgers was all over the place. There was a ton of good, and there was a ton of, oh, that's right, you're 41. That could hurt Pittsburgh down the road, but ultimately I thought if you're a Steelers fan, could be dangerous.
Yeah.
Could be dangerous. All right.
It's in a flop.
All right, here's what I didn't like about the Panthers. Everything else. That takes everything into account. Bryce Young wasn't any good.
No.
He did some good things early, but interspersed among the good were some unacceptable bad. I thought the start was better than maybe you remember, but it wasn't good enough because look at the scoreboard. It should have been better. He had help. No blocking, wide receivers that could have been better. We'll get to it all. The offensive line wasn't good.
No.
It just wasn't good. Can you go, do you miss Ike Ekwonu that much? Really? Maybe. In the run game, yes. Pass game, no. But I thought they didn't do a good job in either, really. Play calling, to me, lacked confidence in the play, in the players, and lacked imagination. Certainly in key spots later on in the game. Teteroa McMillan was good. I should probably have put him in the good category. But just to be consistent, after the whole thing was over, I was a little disappointed in the one play. And it's probably unfair to lump the one play on him. Should have been a touchdown.
Should have.
The throw was good, not great. Maybe led him a little too much. But if you have spent a lot of your career making one-hand catches, and you think that's going to work on a regular basis in this league, I'm sorry. No good.
Yeah.
No good. The one-hand catch when you have no other alternative. But if McMillan leaves his feet, goes up with two hands, he high points that ball, and it's a touchdown. But because one-hand catches are cool, and
he made that crazy one that they didn't count because of the penalty. They just took the penalty.
Exactly. True, the defender did have his arm, but I revert to what I just said. If he goes up with two hands, he's above the defender, and none of this happens. Was it pass interference? No. You're allowed to play defense. To me, that's too close a situation. It's not pass interference, so stop it. To me, that's where I was disappointed.
Yeah.
That could have been a very key moment in the game, and unfortunately, it becomes an incomplete pass.
Yeah.
But I'm way more disappointed with Xavier Liggett. There was a pass, and it was a terrible sequence for the Panthers because Liggett, it was a great throw by Bryce. It's over the linebacker in front of the defensive back on the sideline about 15, 18 yards down the field. And Liggett makes the catch and simply doesn't drag his back foot and steps out of bounds, steps right on the end line. I'll be conservatively low here. 98% of the wide receivers in the league get the second foot down. This is what you did. They all do it.
Yeah.
All of them. 98% of the... It wasn't like he was shoved out of bounds. He wasn't diving. He was running. That must be a completion. This is the second year. That can't be an incomplete pass because you're too lazy to get your second foot down. That was atrocious to me. 2 plays later, Bryce Young fumbles. It leads to a field goal at the end of the half. Hey, the Panthers could be going in to score.
Which, that fumble was garbage, by the way. Why are we not sliding? He had this problem multiple times last season and the season before. Slide, because you're going to put yourself in a bad situation. Have we not learned from Tua? And then also, look what happened. The ball got punched out. Oh, I'm so frustrated.
I think he knocked it out himself.
Who knows?
Yeah. But
he didn't hang on to it.
It was... I thought that whole sequence was bad, and I thought it was careless. And I thought, look, there's a lot of reasons why the Panthers looked the way they looked. Now we get to the real problem. Because the real problem isn't the offense. The offense looks totally correctable to me. The defense was a horror show again.
Yeah.
This is now the 7th straight game dating back to last year. The opposing team ran for at least 200 yards.
Yep.
7 in a row? What is this, the Big 12? That is terrible. And no pass rush. That's a problem, too. So, for my money, as bad as the offense was,
yeah,
everything we saw offensively is correctable.
Yeah.
I don't think the defense is.
No.
I think this is the defense. This is what you're going to deal with if you're playing fantasy football. Whoever the other team has, pick up. You don't even have to pick up their first running back. Pick up their second running back because that second running back's going to get touches and maybe a touchdown. It is so bad because I don't even think Jacksonville's that good.
No. Yesterday, it was giving me big, preseason vibes, which I hated. I hated that it felt like that was a preseason game or that they were kind of playing it as a preseason game. Why did they not have more preseason time? Because obviously it was needed. Second year, Dave.
Second year. I got into that discussion this morning. here's an unprovable statement. Either way, the Panthers would have been better had they played more preseason.
Yeah.
No, you can't. So that is unprovable. I would have rather have seen them played more in the preseason. But you can't prove that. It's entirely speculative. They could have been better had they played not a snap in the preseason. We have no idea what the correlation is. So I will go back to what I said after preseason game 2, because I think this is the problem. It wasn't so much that the Panthers that Dave Canales only gave the starters 2 series, which were both 3-and-outs. It wasn't so much that. It was why he only gave them 2 series. He says, I wanted them to earn it. So what you're telling me, Dave, is that you were mad that they were bad for 2 series, so you punished them by not putting them back on the field, which ultimately punished the team.
Yeah.
And maybe this is why they were so bad yesterday.
Right.
Again, I can't go from A to C and assume that it's because of B.
But that should be the opposite. If he wants them to earn playtime, it should be the opposite. They should be earning not having to play during the preseason to prove that they're ready. They didn't look ready yesterday.
They didn't. So here's what I said. How many weeks ago is it now? 4 weeks ago? Whatever it was.
Broken record every season.
Here's what I said then. You went in with a plan to get them 10 to 12 plays. You cut it short because you were mad.
Yeah.
What you should have done was left them on the field until they did something worthy of taking them off. That's the punishment.
Yeah.
The punishment is you're going to be playing in the heat in the preseason until you get it right.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why the teacher made us write crap on the chalkboard.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Until you get this right, we're going to keep doing it.
Repetition.
And I just feel like Canales, I don't know.
I don't know about this head coaching thing, Canales.
I don't want to go there yet. I'll get there, I'm sure.
I'm getting there.
I know. I understand.
Because it's just how many seasons do you need? We were hoping to see progress, right? That's what we always want. We want progress. That did not look like progress.
And it looked like regression from everywhere. And again, to me, the offense looked fixable because there were definitely plays where they looked right.
Yeah.
And I didn't see many of those plays on the defensive side of the ball. As somebody pointed out to me, and I'm not sure this is true, this is right or not, bringing back the same defensive coordinator for a defense that allowed all of those yards on a historically bad defense was certainly a good idea. Again, I don't know that that's fair or not. There were so many injuries, and they were thin to begin with on the defensive side of the ball. I am willing to give Ejiro Evero more time, but my gosh, it looked just as bad yesterday. All right, we're going to break. Will Brinson's going to join us on the other side. We haven't even talked about college football. We will get to it, I promise. I have so many things to talk about with Carolina's win, State's win, which also had some bad things, and Duke's, I don't know what you want to call that. Illinois won the game going away, but Duke, man, it was right there for you. You decided you didn't want it. Well, we got Will Brinson to talk NFL football next.
Talking sports, dropping truth. The Adam Gold Show on the North Carolina Sports Network.
It's time for our 12 o'clock keyword in our Sin City Skateaway, sponsored by MGM Las Vegas, Atlantic Spas and Billiards, Hot Tub and Sauna Expo, Buffalo Brothers, and Newcomb & Company. This hour's word is sin. Text SIN to 919-860-5326 for your chance to win a trip for 2 to Las Vegas and see Carolina play hockey against the Las Vegas Golden Knights next month. Again, this hour's word is sin. Good luck from 99.9 The Fan, the Triangle sports leader.
Hey, it's Adam Gold from my friends at FanDuel, America's #1 sports book, and one more game remains in NFL Week 1. And new customers, you can bet $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if that bet wins. So pick something easy. I'm going to give you something a little bit further down the board. Adam Thielen, anytime touchdown, plus 350. Pretty good. But how about a DeAndre Swift anytime touchdown? That happens. And you can get $300 in bonus bets. Play with somebody else's money. That's always the way to go. FanDuel.com/AdamGold. FanDuel.com/AdamGold. Download the app today and get started. 21 and over and present in North Carolina. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonuses issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov.
If you've been waiting to update your home, don't wait any longer, because Macy's Labor Day sale has our lowest prices of the season on everything, from our exclusive Raleigh sectional in so many fabric and leather options to our beautifully crafted Headworth Queen bed, plus top mattress brands like Sealy and Beauty Rest for that new bed, all at 20 to 60% off, over half off. But don't wait any longer. Our lowest prices of the season won't last forever. Hurry into Macy's today. Savings off already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
Hi, I'm Chef Franklin Becker. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. There's only one FDA-approved Ozempic made by Novo Nordisk. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5, 1, and 2 milligrams.
Struggling with high interest debt? You can pay it all off in days with Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan. Hey, it's Dennis Cox. Get cash out now without touching your low-rate first mortgage. No appraisals, no waiting, no BS. The Rapid Equity Loan program at Loan Pronto is amazing. One Loan Pronto client just got $300,000 approved in under 24 hours. They paid off debt, renovated their kitchen, and cut their monthly expenses by $1,800. That's a huge turnaround. Loan Pronto, instant approvals, low rates, no hard credit pull up front. Listen, your home equity is yours. Use it. Get cash to consolidate your debt down to one easy low monthly payment. Call Loan Pronto now for a free instant appraisal for your home and see how much cash you can get today. Loan Pronto is A+ rated by the BBB and have nearly 2,500 five-star Google reviews. Their service is off the charts. Call now to start the conversation. 919-381-1760, loanpronto.com. 919-381-1760. Get debt relief now. Loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender. NMLS 166171 on approved credit. NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Introducing the new Dell AI PC powered by the Intel Core Ultra processor. It helps do your busy work for you, so you can fast forward through editing images, designing presentations, generating code, debugging code, summarizing meeting notes, finding files, managing your schedule, and responding to Jim's long emails. Leaving all the time in the world for the things you actually want to do. No offense, Jim. Get a new Dell AI PC at dell.com/AI-PC. How those ahead stay ahead.
One Adam Gold. One Adam Gold.
Person in front of me in line had a box of wine.
Oh, yeah. I feel that person. If you are buying boxed wine on a Friday, that thing is open right now.
In the car.
Yeah. I don't even need it to cool down.
She jammed a big straw right through the top of the box in the car.
Went to the gas station to get a cup of ice. Like, they don't even care.
The Adam Gold Show.
It's the Adam Gold Show. I am Adam Gold. Victoria on the ones and twos. Lots to do. Mike Felder is going to join us. Hour number 2. We'll get into the college football weekend, which was a mixed bag. Carolina won. State won. Duke lost. If I was ranking the three teams on performance, gosh, State definitely is number 1, but we got issues there. We got issues at Duke. We got issues at Carolina. We got issues everywhere. The league took a step back as well, in my opinion. Very Paula Abdul, 1 step forward, 2 steps back type of a start to the ACC season. Albeit, Miami and Florida State still doing a good job carrying the mail I don't know what Clemson was doing for 30 minutes, but they figured it out in the second half. I'm not buying. I'm still not buying. We will talk more about that with Mike Felder and, of course, Chip Patterson later in the week. I have a poll up right now on Twitter, and the question is, who do you blame? Biggest issue with the Panthers' 26-10 loss in Jacksonville. 42.1% Bryce Young, 24.2% defense, 27.4% coaching, 6.3% other, and I think all four are viable answers. For me, the biggest problem is the defense isn't any different. None. There's no difference. And I didn't see anything necessarily correctable about Carolina's defense. I think the offensive mistakes are correctable. I think they are. The defense is not. All right, Will Brinson, senior NFL writer, CBSSports.com, as we sort the Sunday pile. I don't want to spend a lot of time on the Panthers because it was so disappointing. How are you?
I'm good. I thought the Panthers had a really strong hour stretch of offensive production when the Lightning hit in Jacksonville. They left the field.
That was really, and actually, that was my favorite part of the game. I had pros and cons. I made a list of pros and cons. The pro, that was item 4 after the place kicker and the punter. It was J.C. Horn's interception. The 48-yard field goal by Fitzgerald, the 2 good Sam Martin punts, and then the Lightning delay, which allowed me to watch a super entertaining football game in Jets and Pittsburgh. Very entertaining game.
Yeah, it was. I don't know if you want to talk about the Panthers. I do think, to your point about the offense, well, I would say, too, on that game, Jacksonville might be good.
Yeah, I don't think Jacksonville's all that good.
I think Jacksonville might be good.
Maybe.
Coaching upgrade for Trevor Lawrence, Travis Hunter. Impact on offense, not so much on defense.
He didn't. They barely used him offensively. He was on the field a lot, but they basically treated him like a running back out of the backfield.
Yeah, I think he is banged up, and they don't want to. Don't want to overexpose him too early. The other thing too, if Carolina. Bryce missed some wide open throws. Like that 1-100 Renfro has to be a touchdown.
Yeah, agreed.
He could have had certainly. I think you like what you see from T-Mac. Need to get a little bit more. Defensively, they're just not going to be very good. But if Carolina makes that a game, I think we see a little bit more usage for Brian Thomas and Travis Hunter down the field. Just what Jacksonville was more than content just to pound the ball with Travis Etienne, and just get out of Dodge. And so we'll see if that defensive effort from Jacksonville carries over further into the season, or if that was a sort of a one-off. But I tend to think at least the AFC South put it itself pretty well yesterday. All things considered, Carolina, you see the way that Michael Penix looked, you see the way that Baker Mayfield. Their new Emeka, their new rookie from Ohio State.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
And New Orleans was quasi-competitive with Arizona in that game, and so it's 1 week. We're gonna overreact, but if you're banking on the Panthers being a fun watch and or winning the division, it's probably not the season for you. My buddy Travis Evans sent a meme to the group chat today. It was like. It's like your head hurts. It's like a red circle on your head. It's and then like a red circle on your stomach for stomach ache. And then it was whole body is red. It was watching the Panthers play football.
It's not good. It's
not good.
I thought it was worse defensively than offensively because I think that I think you said Bryce made some really good throws, but he also missed some throws. The pass that goes through Dowdle's hands, that's high. That's a bad throw, but he also could have been helped by his running back. Xavier Legette has to get the second foot in bounds. To me, that's egregiously bad.
Yeah, it was terrible.
I would have liked.
That was like.
What?
It was like you're in college bad. Like,
yeah.
I mean, like you this is the NFL. You drafted high.
Do we practice?
You have to get that second foot in. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that was real bad.
So there was a play in the Lions-Packers game by Isaac Tesla, an electrifying play. Yes, thank you very much. Who, like, he makes this ridiculous circus catch in the end zone and somehow manages to get both feet down. Like, if he's doing that, his first NFL catch, and Legette can't get his second foot down when he's just running.
Well, I think when you have a basic like out like that to the sideline, and you're a second year, ostensibly like number 2 receiver on a team with an up and coming quarterback and hopes for being frisky for the season. One, like, it just says a lot about what's going on with Carroll. Like, I mean, if that sort of thing is happening in week 1, like, to your point, do you practice? Like, what? It's like, that is a basic fundamental thing. You cannot let that slide,
right
out of the gate. It's just a bad sign for where they're at.
Yeah, and the 2 interceptions, one goes through Daddle's hands. There was a fumble in there, and that's bad. And the interception where he's got Legette, I don't know. Like, here's what I don't know. Was Legette supposed to come back to Bryce? And he didn't, but it was a good defensive play, too. Either way, it's not like you didn't see the defensive back. He was right there. But then again, that happened in the State-Virginia game, and we'll talk about that another time. But I still think that the State-Virginia game, which was, I mean, hey, entertaining.
It was fun.
Yeah, absolutely, and State won. The defense, though, and I want to move on to other games, but the defense for me, with all of their additions, still seems really, really bad. They could not stop the run at all. And this is 7 straight games of 200 yards or more rushing.
That's really bad.
Yeah,
I mean,
in
really
the NFL.
And
this is not typical in the NFL.
No, and I think if you're resetting your expectations for Carolina this year, week 1 knee-jerk reaction, my thought would be, okay, this offense just needs to look good, and this team needs to be in a bunch of shootouts and be, competitive because the offense can hang around with other offenses and, be in trouble against a team with, like, when Buffalo comes to town in week 8, it's like, all right, you're not going to slow down James Cook and Josh Allen, but you got to be able to throw against that secondary and score some points to make it competitive. And so I think that's sort of where I would reset my expectations for Carolina.
Oh, yeah. Look, again, I do think the offensive mistakes are correctable to an extent. The defensive mistakes, I'm not sure they are. I'm not sure that they're like they weren't really missing anybody physically, right?
They're just going to be a bad defense.
Yeah,
but I think that was sort of like I sort of expected that coming into the season.
I did too, but I thought that they would have addressed not that I think they tried to address. I thought they would have been better against the run. It wasn't even as though Jacksonville was tricking them, right? They just handed it off. Travis Etienne, I had him all last year on my fantasy team. He didn't do that once. Not one time.
Did not.
Not one time. All right, let me move on to some other games, some more fun. Can we start with, I'm not sure there's a better team right now than the Green Bay Packers. Granted, it was week 1, but if they're going to show that defense when Micah Parsons is on the field, I think I can declare them, I mean, apart from Philadelphia for, just to start, best team in the NFC.
Yeah, they're definitely right there. And, it's, again, 1 week, overreactions, but very curious to see. It's the first thing I thought when I woke up this morning. I'm really curious to see how the Bears look on offense tonight, because I think if the Bears are explosive on offense and Caleb Williams looks really good and we have all the Star Wars stuff that Ben Johnson likes to bust out, you're really going to have some questions about the Lions with new coordinators. And Aaron Glenn's Jets team shows up and plays well. Maybe not defensively, but the Jets at least played well, which is indicative of his coaching.
Yeah.
And then you have the Lions without Ben Johnson go out there and only score 13 points. And that's sort of the question, right? Is this a Lions offensive thing? Is this a Packers defense thing? Certainly looks to be a Packers defensive thing. I mean, Detroit has the personnel. They didn't lose. They lost some offensive linemen to, I think, Frank Ragnow retired. Lost one guy in free agency. But, they average 3.8 yards per play. That is really bad.
Yeah.
You will not win any football games averaging 3.8 yards per play. Green Bay averaged 5.7, very strong. I thought Jordan Love looked really sharp, made some very nice, didn't have to throw a ton, 16 of 22, but made those 2 touchdown throws were really nice. And they can pound you with Josh Jacobs. So, if that defense is top 5 in the league, then Green Bay, I would agree with that. Philadelphia notwithstanding, and Philadelphia looked awesome too. One of those upper echelon teams in the NFC, and probably the favorite right now to win the NFC North.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't talk about Philadelphia in the aftermath of the win over Dallas. I was actually more impressed with Dallas than I was with Philadelphia that game, and Philadelphia was fine. I just thought Philadelphia was very vulnerable defensively. I was surprised at that. Dallas could have easily won that game.
Packers are now behind only Philadelphia to win the Super Bowl at 9-1.
Yep.
Is what I see. Yes, I would assume that the Packers are in fact favored to win the NFC North, which they are. They're minus 120 to win the NFC North. So,
that has changed.
Vegas. That's changed. Yeah, that's right. And Green Bay Detroit plus 425. Wow. Yeah. So pretty big shift in terms of that division, and I think reflective of what we saw in Week 1.
Micah Parsons impacts the game. Penei Sewell, who is as good a right tackle as you'll find, maybe outside of Lane Johnson in the NFL. Penei Sewell had his hands full. Even when he was able to block Parsons, it seemed like Parsons pushed him back enough to get in the way of Jared Goff. Micah Parsons is going to be a problem.
Did you? There's NFL memes put it out, but it's like Parsons gets free and is chasing Jared Goff on his blind side and Goff's running. It's like the caption was, "This looks like one of those nature videos when a cheetah is hunting down a gazelle. The ending. That thing is dead."
That is absolutely true. You mentioned the Steelers, Will Brinson. I thought encouraging signs both ways in that game, and you and I were texting as a result. I had by the way, I had a Jets and a profit boost and a money line, and I was unfortunately ended up being a loser, but it's okay. I thought the Steelers showed a lot. I also think the Steelers' defense was kind of exposed at times. Maybe it's because Cam Hayward hasn't done much lately, but I thought the Jets probably should have won the game if they don't turn it over, if they don't commit some dumb penalties. I think the Jets probably win the game. But I thought Aaron Rodgers, for the most part, was excellent. I think he got away with some things, but if I'm the Steelers fan, I'm feeling pretty good about it.
Oh yeah, I mean, you're getting good production for DK Metcalf, albeit some of it on a crazy wild play.
Yeah, it was lucky.
Rodgers 22. Yeah, Rodgers 22 at 32, 44, and 4 touchdowns. Now, one of them was a little pop flip pass to Jalen Warren, and another was and then one was the jet sweep pass to Jonnu Smith. But still, I think you'd be crazy to suggest anything other than Aaron Rodgers looked like a massive upgrade for the Steelers from their quarterback situation last year. Even though Justin Fields played well on the other side, you have the Russell Wilson struggling badly for New York on Sunday as well. So it's it does. I think, and this is sort of my point when they signed Rodgers, was to me it has that feel of, okay, it is the last ride, the actual last rodeo for Rodgers. He's in a serious organization with a good coach and weapons around him, and a reasonable offensive game plan. This could work. if he can just sort of, sometimes you see these guys in that final year just sort of summon everything and make a charge. I think, I think the Ravens are clearly still the favorite in that division, and understandably so. Even losing on Sunday night, I mean, that was incredible game. But like the Steelers profile like a wild card team for sure.
Now, let's close on the Bills Ravens, because I know people are losing their minds. Why can't Baltimore win those games? If Derrick Henry doesn't fumble the ball, Baltimore wins the game, and all the questions are about the Buffalo Bills, who could not stop the run at all. That was hot knife through butter. Baltimore running the ball right down the Bills' throat. I actually think the Bills have more question marks coming out of that game than the Ravens do. They got the Ravens got Josh Allen, right? That's though good performance from Shakir, Keon Coleman looks much better in year 2. To me, that was all about Josh Allen doing Josh Allen things. And if Baltimore doesn't fumble, late in the game, they win it anyway.
Yeah, I mean, this is Buffalo came out and goes down the field in 7 plays on a nice kickoff return. Josh Allen finds Dalton Kincaid, for the touchdown, and you're thinking, all right, we got a good game on our hands. And then Baltimore just took control of that game. I mean, you look up and it's 17-7 all of a sudden. 3 possessions later, the Bills can't do anything on offense. Baltimore is running the ball. Derrick Henry's doing Derrick Henry things. And credit to Buffalo. They hung in there. They get a field goal, right before halftime to make it 2013. And then it's really looked like Baltimore was putting it away. But Derrick Henry fumbles and Josh Allen did Josh Allen stuff. I don't get that hung up on the narrative surrounding that sort of game. When you got a 41-40 game between the 2 guys who finished first and second for MVP in a really close race last year on Sunday night in week 1, that's just a fun football game. Enjoy it for what it was. Baltimore should have closed, but they couldn't close against the Raiders last year early in the season, and people were like, can they not close? Baltimore will be fine.
Yeah.
This is not indicative of anything about Baltimore. They went into Buffalo. They had the Bills on the ropes, and the MVP did insane stuff late in the game because he's a freak athlete and a total unicorn. I don't get that hung up on it, but I think, it's a good example of, and it'd be very curious to see what the Chiefs look like in a few weeks. I mean, they obviously were not very good against the Chargers on Friday in Brazil. But if it's Buffalo Baltimore in the AFC Championship game, I don't think anybody should be surprised.
Not at all. It does look like that game would probably be played in Buffalo, and it might be the final game ever in that stadium. So that would be certainly interesting. Will Brinson, senior NFL writer, CBSSports.com. My friend, I appreciate you helping us sort the Sunday pile. You have certainly got us off on a great start this week. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, buddy. Talk to you, man.
You got it. Will Brinson here on the Adam Gold Show. We've got one-timers. I'm going to guess that most of the questions will be about the Carolina Panthers, and that's okay. It'd be like being on the couch. We'll try to talk you through it. Next.
Making more sports sense than social media trolls. The Adam Gold Show on the North Carolina Sports Network.
Hey, it's Adam Gold from my friends at FanDuel, America's #1 sports book, getting you ready for kickoff with an offer you will not want to miss. New customers, bet $5. Get $300 in bonus bets if you win that $5 bet. That's right. Pick something fun, easily winnable. Bet $5, unlock $300 worth of our money in bonus bets to use all across the world's greatest app. Build parlays, player props, whatever. The NFL is here. FanDuel.com/AGS. FanDuel.com/AGS. Download the FanDuel app today and get started with FanDuel and have some fun this season. 21 and over and present in North Carolina. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonuses issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov.
For North Carolina high school seniors, the countdown to college is on. And at CFNC, we've got all the resources and information needed to get you on campus next year. Take College Application Week, for example. Did you know you can apply for free at many North Carolina colleges from October 20th through October 26th? Sure can. Don't miss the opportunity to save some money applying to college. And for more help, visit cfnc.org/C2C.
Did you know? Atlantic hurricane season runs through November. From gathering necessary supplies to planning an evacuation route, now is the time to make sure you and your family are prepared. And if a storm damages our electric system, local public power providers are ready to respond and restore power quickly and safely. As a public power customer, you benefit from having an electricity provider that restores power faster than other providers do. Visit electricities.com for storm preparation tips and resources.
My name is Andrew Dotson. I'm a peer support specialist here at Phoenix Counseling Center. As a young man, 18 years old, I joined the military, went to Afghanistan in 2012, went through some hard situations, saw some things that were traumatizing. There's a number that I memorized, 105. That's the room number right around the corner. Room 105 was where I stayed last time I was a patient here, right before I got ready to really get sober. The first step in recovery is walking through the door and saying I need help.
Visit ncdhhs.gov/crisis services.
At North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance, you're more than a policy, you're family. With offices in every county, we're close by when it matters most. Our local agents customize coverage to fit your life. And our award-winning claims team delivers fast, quality repairs. It's no surprise Forbes ranked us the #1 auto insurer in America. North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance. Helping you is what we do best.
Now, all across North Carolina, it's Carolina Newsmakers. Each week, leaders from politics, education, business, and the arts join Don Curtis to share insights and ideas shaping our state. Listen on radio stations throughout North Carolina and on demand at carolinanewsmakers.com. Carolina Newsmakers is presented in part by the North Carolina Academy of Family Physicians, advancing family medicine in North Carolina since 1947.
North Carolina ranks second in the nation in potential agricultural land lost by the year 2040. The NC Forever Farms program supports the preservation of family farms through permanent agricultural conservation easements and has received a record number of applications for 3 straight years. Landowners interested in preserving their working farm through the Farmland Preservation Division of the North Carolina Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services can learn more by visiting ncadfp.org.
This is Adam Gold.
See Bettman take all that time to walk out, then to see the pick, bro hug no less than 20 guys on his way up there. And then this draft house, they just moved this wall like the Price is Right. I don't know.
It's a showcase showdown back there.
I know.
That would be great. So we should spin a wheel,
yeah,
right? Exactly.
The Adam Gold Show.
It's the Adam Gold Show. I am Adam Gold. We will get to college football next hour. Mike Felder, Sirius XM, also covers the Tar Heels online. We'll talk about that. They were in his neck of the woods in Charlotte over the weekend. 1-1 after a 20-3 win over Charlotte. That's good. Got a lot of talk about that game as well. Thankfully, also a lightning delay. Right?
I'm telling you, it's just the theme of the weekend.
It was just glorious. All right, let's do one-timers.
Okay, so like we've mentioned, you can add us on Twitter or put it in the YouTube stream, and this is coming from the YouTube stream, and I'm 100% with this person. How did the Panthers turn around for next week? Hashtag Overreaction Monday.
It is.
It might not be an overreaction, though.
Well,
if you've been a Panther fan long enough, this is a very familiar feeling.
How do they turn it around for next week? Look, they've got to be better offensively. We know the defense isn't going to be good. Like I said, I think the offense, their mistakes are correctable. I think they could use a little bit more confidence from the head coach. I think there were times where they moved the ball and then they were in situations where, oh man, I just really want to pick up a first down here, and you get you play it safe, and then because your offensive line isn't really good enough that day, because it wasn't, you don't run Chuba Hubbard twice in situations, and all of a sudden now, oh man, now we gotta throw on fourth down Bryce was very, very frustrated after that. Wasn't a good throw. There was nobody to throw to.
No.
So
4th and 1, why aren't we running?
Well, they ran it on 2nd and 1 and 2nd and short and 3rd and short, went nowhere.
I mean, try again. We have Chuba. He's picked up a couple yards.
I thought the offensive line was poor.
Yeah.
By their standards, I didn't think the offensive line was any good. And I think the offensive mistakes are correctable. I think the defensive issues are not. And therein lies the problem. If other teams can run at you at will, there's no solution for that. None. So, how do you stop it? Somehow get better defensively. I don't know what you do. But they're going to have to outscore their problems.
Yeah. Well, this is a part 2. Who deserves most of the blame for how unprepared off the script the team looked? This one says, I blame Canales more than Young or Evero, but they also were just disappointing.
All right. So, variations of this question. Lack of preseason game practice. We talked about this in the first part of the show. I just don't think that you can prove anything. I'd like to think in my brain that more preseason repetitions would have you looking better when the regular season starts. But we don't know that. There are a lot of teams that don't practice at all with their starters in the preseason, and they look great when the regular season starts. I think, and I'll talk about this at the very beginning of the next hour because I think it's worth a few more minutes. But I think the Panthers 2 years in a row have mismanaged the preseason. I understand why, but I think they have mismanaged the preseason. That and Mike Felder next.
Questioning goalie interference calls since day one. The Adam Gold Show on the North Carolina Sports Network.
Hey, what do you say? John Forsland here for my friends at Buffalo Brothers. I travel coast to coast covering hockey, but when I'm back home, I head to my home away from home, Buffalo Brothers, for the best wings on the planet. You can't beat their specials at all 5 of their Triangle locations. Every pro football game day, you can get Miller Lite Draft for $4.50 and Blue Moon Draft for $5.50. Pet-friendly patio too. BuffBrothers.com. Aw, man. Now I want wings.
What? New scratch-offs are out? That means new chances to become a North Carolina Education Lottery Winners Club member.
Yeah, in the Winners Club, I'll reinvent myself. I won't go by just plain Todd. I'll go by Toddrick. I'll get a gold jacket, play my saxophone again. I'll stop and smell the flowers, call my mom more.
Ugh, wrap it up, Todd.
It's Toddrick.
This month's scratch-offs pack over $78 million in total prizes. The Winners Club awaits. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning range from 1 in 3.76 to 4.98. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part? They accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right, so we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
At Wilkinson Chevrolet Cadillac GMC in Sanford, we've got 3 great brands under one roof and deals that will get you in the driver's seat today. We've got the perfect new or pre-owned car, truck, or SUV for you. Family-owned for over 70 years, we treat you like one of our own with friendly service, honest deals, and a commitment that keeps our customers coming back. Plus, state-of-the-art service and collision centers to keep you rolling. Wilkinson Chevrolet Cadillac GMC. Visit us in Sanford or at wilkinsoncars.com. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Adam Gold in studio with my friend Ryan Monsine from the Aluminum Company of North Carolina. Because you guys do everything for the exterior of your home, these things can add up. And there are a lot of people who think, I can't afford this. How can the Aluminum Company make it easier?
Yeah, well, Adam, we have plans that are 12 months, 0 interest, and 0 payments for 12 months, which make it super affordable for people to do anything on their home, whether it's windows, siding, doors, roofing, gutters, any kind of exterior home improvement. the aluminum company has financing plans that can fit in your budget and make it easy.
So wait a second. I can get everything done, no interest and no payments for 12 months?
Yeah, and you get a lifetime warranty once the project's done.
I get a lifetime warranty once the project is done?
Yes, sir.
What about my down payment?
No down payment, no
What?
deposit.
No down payment, no deposit.
No payment until the project's done.
No payment till the project's done.
Exactly.
Where do I sign up? Aluminum Company of North Carolina, aluminumcompany.com.
The next disaster is coming. Make a plan. Keep extra medication on hand. Make copies of important documents. Stay informed and be ready. Learn more at americares.org/send-us-in.
With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you get coverage options based on how much you want to pay for car insurance. And then you decide how to spend the rest of your money because you're in charge. Today, you're going to pay down your credit card bill. But you decide when you'll pay it. Before the due date, so those interest charges don't get you. But you decide if you pay it in full. But you definitely should, because again, interest charges. With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, we'll help you find coverage at a fair price. And then you're in charge. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
This hour of the Triangle Sports Leader is powered by Ritchie Law Firm, injury lawyers. Ritchie Law is on top of it.
That one back. That one going. Gone!
Go to ritchielaw.com.
That's ritchielaw.com.
Broadcasting live from the Lenovo Studios. WCMC HD1 Holly Springs. 99.9 The Fan. The Triangle Sports Leader.
The throw, it is caught. It's Calvin Alston in the end zone off the play action. Aaron Rodgers does a dance, and the Steelers have flipped this game on its head. It was all Jets, and now it's all Steelers. 4 touchdown passes for Aaron Rodgers in his return. Career long for Boswell is 59. This is from 60 for the lead, and it is good. Chris Boswell has given the Steelers a 2-point lead with 1:03 left in the game. It's a 60-yard field goal, a new career high.
Hi, it's the Adam Gold Show. I'm Adam Gold. That's Victoria. Hope all is well in your world. We are here for you on YouTube. Always go to YouTube, search Adam Gold Show, 99.9 The Fan. You can watch us do the show there. Get a chance to see Victoria when she speaks. Get a chance to see me. I don't know. I guess you have no choice.
Yeah. And your what
bird.
are those? Are they the cutie oranges? They're tiny.
The clementines.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's Clementine season. They're lovely.
Mm-hmm. I know.
Recommend them highly.
Mhm.
Try to give my son a handful to take to school today. He said, nah, I don't want them. Like, you'll thank me. You'll thank me.
Is he more of a no, I'd rather just have Chick-fil-A or something?
Yeah, what's
Yeah.
a Pop-Tart?
Oh, yeah, there you go. That's his fruit intake of the day.
Exactly. The blueberry Pop-Tart, that's how he gets his fruit
Yeah.
intake.
Yeah.
No, the clementines are awesome. So you get a chance to see my fruit menagerie behind me.
Yeah.
A lot of I want to talk college football here. That, of course, was the highlight of Steve Levy doing the Jets Steelers. And that was a super entertaining game. Thank you, lightning delay in Jacksonville, for about 90 minutes of a delay, which allowed me to watch some of that, watch a little bit of Carlos Alcaraz destroy Yannick Sinner at the U.S. Open, and then get to the Panthers game, as the only thing I really missed was the first half of some of the 4 o'clock action. And I got a chance to really digest the Panthers without other things trying to distract me, because it took a lot to kind of keep your focus on what the Panthers were doing or not doing. There was a lot more bad than good, obviously, 26-10. And I know we talked to Will Brinson a second ago, and he says, maybe Jacksonville's good. Okay. I don't think they're that good. They might be good enough to win that division, which I don't think is all that great, although Indianapolis, impressive. I thought Houston played well in the loss to the Rams, but, yeah, I don't think Jacksonville's that great. I thought Carolina was
that bad,
way bad on defense, and they made way too many mistakes. They left too many plays out there. Bryce Young, there's a lot of stuff. So as we start, I want to start with the Panthers.
4, 3, 2, 1.
So, and I really just want to do it from this angle. Because somebody asked, like a more productive preseason, could that have been enough? Is that the problem? So let's examine what this preseason was. We go back to last preseason. Game 1, not on the field. Game 2, not on the field. Game 3, against mostly construction workers, 1 series, it was successful off the field. So 1 series. So what happened at the beginning of last season? They looked like death warmed over. Fast forward to this year. Game 1, 2 series, 1 good series, right? Scored a touchdown. In, I think it was the second series of the first preseason game. Second preseason game. The plan going in, 10 to 12 plays. That's what we want to see. What did we get? 7, 6, 8? Something like that.
Yeah.
Right? 2 punts. Bad. And Dave Canales was like, well, I wanted them to earn the 3rd series. So let me ask this question, Coach. You wanted to get 10 to 12 plays. You fell, 4 to some odd plays short. And you wanted them to earn those other plays. So had the second drive been better, you wouldn't have needed a 3rd series. Or the first drive been better, you wouldn't have needed a 3rd series. So let me see. You wanted to accomplish something, so because you were ticked off because they weren't good, you eliminated what you needed to get out of the game because you're mad?
You're just shooting yourself in the foot at that point.
Like, I don't believe it's fair to say they didn't play well enough in the preseason, therefore they were unprepared for this. I just don't think you can definitively say if they had played more in the preseason, yesterday wouldn't have happened.
No, I just think a little bit more exposure and, experience with these newer guys maybe they would have been a little more comfortable when it mattered.
Maybe they would have.
Who knows?
And I know that we put a lot of emphasis on those joint practices. I will say this. What are they called? Joint practices.
Mm-hmm.
And practice and games aren't the same thing. And preseason games aren't the same as regular season games. I get it, which is why I just don't believe it's fair to say that had they played more in the preseason, they would have looked better. They looked bad. But I also don't think you can say that it wouldn't have mattered because we simply don't know the answer to that. So let me just posit this to you. If you were mad that they played poorly, if it were me, and I'm sure some of you, if it were me, we're going to stay here until we get it right. Mm-hmm. Isn't that what coaching is?
Should be.
We're going to do this one thing until we get this one thing right. Instead, we just went, screw it. Get the backups. Who cares?
Yeah.
Who cares?
They're still getting paid. Go ahead, bring the backups out. They're still going to get paid at least this season.
Jack Plummer got a lot of reps in the preseason. Where's Jack Plummer?
Not here.
He's not even on the practice squad.
Mm-mm.
So what did we do for the preseason? So I would have rather have seen them play more in the preseason than less. Here's the react. Well, you don't want to get anybody hurt. It's football. Guys get hurt in practice. Guys get hurt in preseason games. Kyle Long said it on his podcast. Recently, he said, "I get why owners don't want to pay us guaranteed money because we all break." That's the sport.
Mm-hmm.
It's unfortunate. You're going to get hurt. You can't play. To me, the reason to not play a lot in the preseason is because your body's not physically ready to play that much. It's not because you're you shouldn't be because you're afraid of injury. It's like in baseball, in spring training, pitchers pitch 2 innings in a spring training game. Not because they're afraid of, oh man, if we pitch him, he's going to get hurt. Why would they pitch anybody?
Mm-hmm.
It's because they're just not ready to do that much. It's not that complicated. Get your team ready. They weren't ready. Did it matter? I don't know. But they looked terrible on both sides of the ball.
Looked like a preseason game.
For one team.
For one.
It didn't look like a preseason game for Jacksonville. All right. Let me move on to college football. Let's start with North Carolina, who got historic win number 1 for Bill Belichick. And here's how he responded to win number 1.
Yeah, it's great. It's great, but it's really about the team. The players went out there, made the plays tonight. Staff did a great job. It was disappointing Monday night against TCU, but, these guys bounced back, all of them, players, coaches, our staff, support people, everybody, and just got back to work, and, we're determined to, to have a better outcome, and so, it's really proud of what they did. They're the ones who really deserve the credit tonight.
Yeah, okay, and that's the way it should be. Overall thoughts on the performance, Mr. Belichick?
A good win for our team tonight. Proud of those guys. They, short week and, a lot of negativity from the outside, but they really just got back to work. And, I thought we played, a lot better tonight. And a rain delay was challenging for both teams, obviously, but, things got going, and I thought we did a good job not turning the ball over, which is a big improvement from last week. Played better defense, tackled better. And played better in the kicking game. We had, some decent field position in the kicking game. So, thought overall there was a, solid effort. Certainly a lot of room for improvement. We can do a better job in all the areas. Coaching, fundamentals, playing. Missed some opportunities, but thought those players deserved it. They played well tonight, and again came back after a short week. Went on the road, and came in here and got the win. So, good win. We'll move on.
Yeah, look. He said all the right things. I got zero problem with what Bill had to say after the game. I said going into the game that we were not going to learn anything about the team, really, unless it was bad. And I will say that after the first drive, it was kind of meh. But I'm not going to sit here and tell you that we know definitively what this team is. But it wasn't great after the opening drive. There wasn't anything I thought, man, that was good. Loved what I saw there. So they won. That's good. They looked better in the first half than the second half. Just 59 total yards in the second half for UNC. 5 drives, 4 of them were 3 and out. We didn't see Max Johnson at all. That was kind of a surprise. I thought we would see Max Johnson play some. We didn't see Max Johnson at all. 49ers probably should have gotten more out of the game than they did. They missed a field goal in the first half, turned it over on downs in the second half. So a lot still to get better for UNC, and they play Richmond. We're still not going to learn anything after playing a 1-1 team from FCS in Richmond. Not going to learn anything this week. It'll be next week at Central Florida, who's not all that good either, that will start learning something, but then it's Clemson, and we'll talk about Clemson a little bit later on. Let me get to the Wolfpack. Here's my overall question. Can NC State win Big 12-style football games? Because it looks like that's what they're going to have to do. They're going to have to outscore teams. Here's Dave on the performance.
At halftime, the guys were resilient, and they challenged each other. Obviously, I challenged them too. That was about as bad as we could play on defense in the first half. It was pretty disappointing to watch. And then we got some stops. And offensively, I told them at halftime, when you're down, you got to score every possession. And they said, we got you. And they did. So guys stood up, made plays when they had to. And we used a lot of different players because of the heat. So we're gritty. Mm-hmm. And I like that, man. And to know that in 2 games in a row, as long as we can keep it close in any game, we can win it.
I think Virginia is actually a pretty decent, at least offensive football team. I think if you're a Cavaliers fan, you probably liked a lot what you saw. But I think State, too. Can you win games that are going to be shootouts? I'm not sure they're going to be great defensively. They can certainly get better. Virginia posed a bunch of problems. The final play. First, let's hear Dave Doran's thoughts on Kean Sloan's interception. He's the defensive end. That's right, defensive end. Was in the end zone in coverage.
Yeah, a great play and game-winning play. You know, and it's 2 weeks in a row we've finished a game on defense, and those one-possession games can go any way. You know, anything can happen, and just a great play by a senior. Proud of him.
So it was a great play. He dropped off in coverage. It looked like that was the plan all along. I mean, he didn't really rush. He faked the rush and then dropped back. But as I pointed out, I'm like, I have no idea what Chandler Morris was thinking there. I mean, he created his own pressure. He rolled out, and there's nobody near him, and he throws the ball right to Kean Sloan. I'm glad because State wins the game. But with like a minute left, I mean, eat the ball. Throw it out of bounds. Do something. But, again, good read by Sloan to drop into coverage. He was the only guy back there. Good for them. But State's got some defensive issues to work out, although it was much better in the second half. But I loved NC State's offense. All right, we'll talk more about Duke with Mike Felder coming up in about 5 minutes. But let me just ask this question. I mean, Duke, that's not really a question. It's a statement. Duke probably should have won that game on Saturday. And yet they lost by, 25 points? What was it, 45-19? Something like that. They should have won the game. But you can't turn it over 4 times like they did. They gave Illinois their first touchdown because of a turnover. And then in the second half, when Manny Diaz is talking about if we don't turn it over, we're going to win this game, and I think he was right, you get the stop that you need to open the second half, and then you have 2 guys wearing number 8 on the punt return team, and you give the ball back to Illinois, who goes down and scores a touchdown, and then you turn it over again, and they score again, and you're toast. I don't know how whoever isn't on the field normally, who has to put on a different number, that person, I just have questions. How do you forget that? Because that continued the possession and the game was over. Illinois is good. Duke is good. That would have been an absolute statement win for the Blue Devils that they just threw in the trash. Very disappointing. Mike Felder will join us. Clemson. What? Next.
Talking sports so you don't have to pretend to know stuff. The Adam Gold Show on the North Carolina Sports Network.
It's time for our 1 o'clock keyword in our Sin City Skateaway, sponsored by MGM Las Vegas, Atlantic Spas and Billiards, Hot Tub and Sauna Expo, Buffalo Brothers, and Newcomb & Company. This hour's word is fan. Text FAN to 919-860-5326 for your chance to win a trip for 2 to Las Vegas and see Carolina play hockey against the Las Vegas Golden Knights next month. Again, this hour's word is fan. Good luck from 99.9 The Fan, the Triangle Sports Leader.
So we're back at Monday, but that doesn't mean the fun has to end with the weekend. I'm Victoria Vodnecker here from 99.9 The Fan for Law Tigers, and Mondays might be the perfect day to break the bike out after starting a new week. Riding isn't only just a fun hobby, it's a great stress reliever. Now with that, it can also be dangerous, especially when you take into account unexpected bad weather or all the distracted drivers on the road nowadays. And if you are ever in an accident on your motorcycle that wasn't your fault, remember to call my friends at Law Tigers first before calling your insurance company. At Law Tigers, they're just like us. They're riders too. They know the value of your bike, your gear, the investment that you've made, and what it's like to go through an accident. The insurance company just wants to pay you the least amount possible. So at Law Tigers, case evaluations are always free, and you're not going to pay a dime until your case is settled. Call 1-800-LAW-TIGERS, North Carolina's motorcycle lawyers. Law Tigers is a network of independent law firms who are members of the American Association of Motorcycle Injury Lawyers. Law Tigers is not a law firm.
Hey girl, haven't seen you downtown lately.
Nope, sticking to our go-to places.
You mean like Sharky's?
Well, we love our Sharkies. Best wings and gumbo on the planet. But we never miss the $5 sangrias on Wednesdays at the new Salt and Lime and Mexican pints on Thursdays for $3.
You know my boy loves the House of Hops. No better selection of craft beer in the state. Loves their specials, their food trucks, and you know I love my wine. They have a wonderful selection.
And have I told you about our new takeout spot, Che Empanadas? It's right next to Sharky's. They have 20 different types of authentic Argentinian empanadas, and they are incredible, especially the breakfast ones. You gotta try it.
Sounds perfect. And how awesome is it that they're so close to each other?
Oh, it's perfect, all right.
Give them a try. Che Empanadas, House of Hops, Salt and Lime, and Sharky's. Just a hop, skip, and a jump from each other off Durham Road, Glenwood, and Grove Barton.
Struggling with high interest debt? You can pay it all off in days with Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan. Hey, it's Dennis Cox. Get cash out now without touching your low-rate first mortgage. No appraisals, no waiting, no BS. The Rapid Equity Loan program at Loan Pronto is amazing. One Loan Pronto client just got $300,000 approved in under 24 hours. They paid off debt, renovated the kitchen, and cut their monthly expenses by $1,800. That's a huge turnaround. Loan Pronto, instant approvals, low rates, no hard credit pull up front. Listen, your home equity is yours. Use it. Get cash to consolidate your debt down to one easy low monthly payment. Call Loan Pronto now for a free instant appraisal for your home and see how much cash you can get today. Loan Pronto is A+ rated by the BBB and have nearly 2,500 5-star Google reviews. Their service is off the charts. Call now to start the conversation. 919-381-1760, loanpronto.com. 919-381-1760. Get debt relief now. Loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender. NMLS 166171 on approved credit. NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Some things can steal your sunshine. Ugh, I just got my hair done.
Sorry, the cooler's broken. Anyone see my flip-flops? Anyone?
But COVID-19 can steal a lot more.
I just took a COVID test. Ugh.
Prescription medications for COVID exist. If you test positive this summer, ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com/COVID-19 to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
This is Adam Gold.
80-second mark, I scream in the booth. I screamed in the booth. Why the heck is he still on the ice?
Did you say it in Finnish?
I should have.
Yes.
No, he wouldn't. He curses in English.
He does.
All right, 2 seconds later, he scored.
Yes.
And I went, oh, that's why. That's why.
The Adam Gold Show.
It's the Adam Gold Show. I'm Adam Gold. Victoria producing the program. We'll get back to the Panthers later on. But there was a full slate of college football, including North Carolina getting Bill Belichick his first ever college win. Here's what I don't understand. Does it really matter how many NFL wins he's got? We all know it. Everybody watching knows. Bill Belichick, 6 Super Bowls. None of it matters. This is a completely new experience. Mike Felder, who joins us to talk football. He knows more about football than any human being I know. You can follow him on Twitter at InTheBleachers, SiriusXM. We got Tar Heel 247, all that stuff. He joins us. So how do we process the first ever college win for Bill Belichick?
I mean, look, a win's a win, man.
Right.
You know what a win's better than? A loss. Right?
Right.
It wasn't pretty. At some point, it looked like it was like kissing your sister. But at the end of the day, he got the win, and so you did it. And so this is going to be a really interesting situation where they have things like small things that are big things that they have to work on. And the way I say that, and it's been interesting to talk to, like, my old teammates and people that are around football versus fans.
Right.
And it's not a better or worse thing. It's more just like they're like, yo, man, they're not stacking and shedding, and they don't have a set lineup, and they still don't know who they are. And when you bring in 70 new players,
right,
it's really hard to figure out who you are from an identity standpoint. Like, there's no year – they don't even have 70 players in the NFL.
Right.
Like, you don't even get to have 70 players once you get to games, you don't get to have 70 players. So it's going to be really interesting to see how they make this work and what they focus on in practice. And I think that's the question that's not been asked nearly enough. Everybody talks about what's happening in the games,
right,
the quarterback situation. Max Johnson, why didn't we see Max Johnson? And is Gio Lopez, are you sure he's the guy? And blah, blah, blah. But I'm like, yo, man, in practice, what are we getting? And we don't get to see very much of that. And I work for Tar Heel 24/7. I don't get to see, like the practice reports are very, what do you say, vague?
Yeah, well, nobody's allowed to watch, really.
Yeah, so they're going to do what they want to do, and like you get this win, that's a good thing. Like, it's better than losing this game. So you get this win, Richmond's coming up, and then Clemson comes to town, and so that's going to, or you go to
no, they have to go to Central Florida first.
They have to, yeah. Oh, oh my gosh, I keep forgetting about the UCF game. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh.
See.
Yeah.
See, to me, that's when we'll learn. I said going into the week, Mike Felder is joining us here on the Adam Gold Show at In the Bleachers. Also, it's Felder on Substack, Tar Heel 247 on online as well. I said going into this week that the only thing we're likely to learn definitively would be bad. And because if you go and you blow out Charlotte, who looks like a team that is 2 years away from being 2 years away, then
they're not good.
No, they're really, really not good. Shouts to former Triangle quarterbacks, Graham Harrell, and was it Graham Harrell? Loftus, who played at Carolina.
But they didn't blow them out.
Right. So if we were going to say, if I was going to be one of those actually guys, I would have said, what I think I learned isn't good, because they didn't, after that opening drive, in which they had 75 of their 300 total yards. They didn't look good after that. They were mediocre at best after that, and I thought Charlotte left some plays out there that they could have scored more points.
They could have, and that's the thing. I love what Freddie Kitchens is doing, the offensive coordinator, with the script.
Okay.
Those guys, it feels rehearsed. They know what they're doing. It's literally like when you go to a school play, and then all of a sudden something happens and the kids have to improv, and you're like, oh, no.
Okay.
I don't know what this is.
Right.
But the whole third quarter, they look completely disheveled. And what do people think about with Bill Belichick? Adjustments, right? They think about halftime adjustments and all these. We don't see any of that. The halftime adjustment against TCU was what? Let's give up this long touchdown?
Yeah, on the first play.
So, and then the halftime adjustment for them offensively was, let's not come close to scoring at all.
4 out of 5 drives were 3 and out.
And it's one of those things. They were 5 for 15 on third downs, which is better than they were against TCU, obviously against a worse opponent. So we'll see. Obviously, Richmond, you mentioned UCF. I keep forgetting that game's on the schedule, and I just am like, that might be a problem. And you know what? I think I've been masked by USF,
right,
and what they've been able to do and how good they've been to start the year.
Yep.
With 2 upset wins. And so I think for UNC, like, the goal is going to be like, what kind of football team here's what I'm saying. What kind of football team does UNC want to be, and what kind of football team can they be? Because those might not be the same answer.
Right.
They want to be a defensive team, I think. When you bring in your 2 kids plus you're a defensive guy, you want to be a defensive team. You're probably going to have to, between Johnson at tight end and Ship and all the other guys, you're probably going to have to be an offensive team. So maybe find a way to make that work with Gio Lopez. Maybe you have to find a way to make that work, because there's a humongous difference. Look, Gold, you know this. You're a father, same as me, right? There's a dad I want to be. And then there's a dad I have to be.
Right.
And I tell you what, I have to be the dad that at this point right now, I have to help with drop-off because our school's understaffed. The dad I want to be is the dad who puts his kid on the bus and then goes back inside and takes a nap.
I love that. That is true. Only you get that with Mike Felder, who joins us here on the Adam Gold Show. All right, I agree with you. I think North Carolina was a win, better than a loss. We won't learn anything from Richmond. We'll learn more at Central Florida, and hopefully, so they've got 2 weeks to improve. Let me get to the Wolfpack real quick.
Yeah.
Do you think they can win Big 12-style games? I like a lot of what I've seen offensively. I like very little of what I've seen defensively, although I think they have good personnel. I just think maybe it'll take some time because there's a new scheme and all of that, and Tony Gibson's at Marshall. But I do like their offense, and they haven't even really gotten to using Justin Jolie yet.
I know, and I want to see Jolie play. I think he, getting to talk to him. We talked to him. You talked to him the same as I did in Charlotte. I think he's got this is a guy that a little bit of a Pete Frymouth in him, and so
absolutely.
So I see that. I just want, and by the way, and I don't know that there's a more confident player. I think the ACC might, and I didn't go to every media days. But I'll silo this in the ACC. The two most confident players that I talked to at ACC kickoff were C.J. Bailey and Peter Woods.
Okay.
And both of them are leading the charge. They're answering the bell. And then you can throw in Castellanos too, obviously.
My gosh, we'll talk about Florida State in a second. But Bailey's been great. Bailey's
been amazing because I told you this, and I think I said, I don't know if I said this on the show or not. I said he walked up and I said, and I got big hands, and we shook hands, and I was like, dang, you have big hands. I was like, you really 6'6"? He goes, nah, 6'7".
Yeah, he is.
And I was like, dang, dog, you gonna do me like this?
Yeah, he's got Mike Glennon height.
But he got moves like Jack. This dude can make it shake, and so I love that about him. Watching him play has been really fun, and seeing him, he has this thing that I think Russell Wilson had for NC State fans to identify it. Imagine if you took Russell Wilson and you stretched him out, right?
Right.
Where
they're probably about the same weight.
No, they are.
Yeah.
Yes, they are about the same weight, but you stretched him out. But he's got this same, my team needs something, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
And I love that about him. He's like, my team needs something, I'm going to do it. And against UVA, they needed something, right? They needed, and he just was like, I'm going to do it. And he went out and he did it. And you see the way that he hits his spots. I love the way that he changes his arm slot. And it's not as reckless as someone who I really do think will be a good quarterback in Arch Manning. The way that C.J. Bailey changes his arm slots, in terms of when it comes to throwing.
Right.
When he throws over the top, ain't nobody got nothing to deal with. He will drop it in a bucket. But when he throws that little sidearm punch, that's also a good throw. That's for a short gain to make sure that they stay on schedule or to make sure they pick up a 3rd and 4. And he changes that arm slot, punches it in, and I love that about him. So I do think they can win, like you said. What did you term it?
Big 12 games.
style?
Yep.
Yeah, I think they can do that. That's the definition of let's throw bodies at the problem.
Yep. They're just going to have to figure out a way to get their defense better. But I think there's enough personnel.
The field on 3rd downs.
Yeah, I think there's enough good personnel in and among their defense where they can be better. I also think that Virginia might be fun offensively to watch. But in the second half,
he's a good coach.
Second half, though, NC State allowed the one drive. After that, the second drive could have lost them the game. But I have any idea what Chandler Morris was thinking about on that game-ending interception?
No, I don't. No.
I'm like, what are you doing? Just throw it away. Let me ask you
Just
about.
get rid of the ball. Get rid of it and go. And then why not just run? Let's just run it.
Yeah, right. I mean, just go down. You still had a minute left.
End of games through, I guess, 2.5 weeks of the season. End of games have been really hard to watch.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's panic. I don't know if there's coaches that don't know what they're doing. I don't know if they're like. People are going to call me a fuddy-duddy.
A fuddy-duddy?
Yeah, I think the analytics part is making people second-guess things that feel natural.
Okay.
And with that, I mean, like, why? I would never throw in that spot. Ever. I would run.
Yeah, you certainly can. You're inside the 15.
I'd run. Just run the ball.
Yeah.
And then I also would trust my defense. And I guess maybe it's because offense has taken such a big step forward, right?
Right.
Offense has become the thing that people rely on, the thing that people care about. And so we don't have coaches that are like, I want my defense on the field to end the game. We don't have, what's his name? What's his name? Michigan State defense? Coach.
Felder is asking his wife? Is that what we're doing?
Mark, Mike. I'm asking my wife, yes.
We're phoning a friend. This is like Cash Cab.
This is Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
This is Cash Cab. No, this is great. It's like
the coach you guys had that Cole played for.
We have no idea. It doesn't matter. Let me ask you more questions. Let me ask you a Duke question. Are we still getting the answer?
You guys were talking about, hang on, give me 1 second. What?
Huh? This is like one of the funniest things I've ever heard. Have you ever seen the show Cash Cab, Victoria?
Yeah, she's talking about Pat Narduzzi.
Right? We're gonna pull over to the side of the road. Right, we're gonna pull over to the side of the road. We're gonna ask
it's usually raining.
Now,
no.
We have to ask you a question, or you can call your somebody on the phone. You can call somebody.
Oh,
right?
A poll the audience.
Call your friend. You can call You can call one person. You got to get this answer. That's just ridiculous.
I can't remember. See, this is what's happening.
This is yes.
It was him and Tom Izzo when Michigan State had two of the best programs in the country, and I can't remember his name.
Steve Mariucci wasn't there. Steve Mariucci's related to Tom Izzo by marriage.
You can't remember his name either.
Yeah, because it's not my job to remember his name. Let me ask you about Duke. Well, forget that stuff. Let me ask you about Duke.
Yeah, Duke. Yeah.
You've been on special teams before.
Yeah.
To me, the turning point in the game, you get a stop to come out of half.
Yep.
How did two number 8s get on the field at the same time, which allowed Illinois to keep the ball, which to me is a turnover, but it's not logged as such. And that to me was the turning point in the game, even more than the next turnover, which allowed another touchdown. That mistake, which is an own goal for Duke, to me flipped the game.
Yes, agree with you 100%. How does it happen?
Yeah.
They play the defense they never touch in practice. And then when it happens in a game, whether somebody goes down or you're like second team on this, but you get bumped up to first team because somebody gets hurt. So that's how that happens.
Okay.
It stinks. It's not good. Literally, we had a guy, Quentin Person, who had a shared number, and we had to change his number because he had the same number as a guy, I think it was Gibby. And so we got the same penalty. And you're like, what? How? Why?
Yep.
Well, he's number 2 on this, so he goes up when this guy gets hurt, and so we got to move him in. And so, we can't. And then did you see the Colorado game when the guy had the big jersey on that was just, over his jersey?
Right.
Yeah, that's what they do to try to, get around that. But you have to be paying attention to know that. And so that's how that happens. I think Duke, for me, the Duke thing, I think they got sunk because of the drops. How many guys dropped good passes from Mensa? How many?
They had drops, but, man, they fumbled the ball 3 times, 4 times.
Well, that's also dropping the ball.
Yeah, true, very, very true. I actually think they're good, and this to me was an absolute missed opportunity.
To beat a top 12 team? Yeah, it was.
Yep, because I thought they were at the point of attack. I thought they were at every bit as good as Illinois. They lived in their backfield. They allowed some big plays. That's going to happen, but they lived in Illinois' backfield. But you just can't make the kind of mistakes they made. Let me ask you one quick question
hang on. Give me Austin. Give me Williams. Give me those two guys.
Yeah.
And let's go play some football, man.
Yeah, number 7 is a player.
He is a player. He's good.
Yeah, he was a headache.
He's better than any player that UNC has on the front seven, in their front seven.
Yeah, and I think Duke moved him around too. I think he was wreaking havoc from both sides. I love Duke's team. I love they play legitimately good defense.
Mike D'Antonio.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, they were good.
Mark
D'Antonio. Something like that. Mike
D'Antoni was the Phoenix Suns coach.
Yes, he was a basketball coach. All right.
I got there.
Final question. Clemson came back and won against Troy, but I watched that first half and I was absolutely stunned at how underwhelmed isn't even. I wish I was underwhelmed. I was stunned at how bad they were in the first half. They were fortunate not to be behind by more, even though Troy didn't do much offensively. They had some chunk running plays, but they didn't really do much offensively. But they couldn't move the ball at all on offense. Yeah. It's a problem. Is it correctable?
I think it's correctable. I think what they have to do, they have to find somebody else to play running back. Like that, I'm being like, and I hate to be mean.
They used the wide receiver at times during as a running back.
And that's what I'm getting at is they have to find a wide receiver who played running back in high school on that roster that can do it, because the kid that they thought was going to be their running back, it's not going to work, and it's just not going to work. You have to find an actual running back, someone that can see. There's no vision in their backfield. I think Phil Maffa was really good. Right. Obviously, a year ago, Shipley, a different type of running back. Of course, we go back to the legend like C.J. Spiller. They got to find a running back, and a running back that can work with their blocking scheme. And so you have to basically their running back needs to be either a true bruiser, or he's going to have to be someone that's like a return man. Shipley and C.J. Spiller, return man. You got to find you either find that or you find someone that has like a lot of oomph. He's got a lot of not a hitch in his giddy up because he knows I'll make the first guy. He like somebody like Todd Gurley that's like, I don't care about the first guy. I'm worried about the second guy.
Right. Yeah, their offense looks absolutely anemic, and it's going to get real for them against Georgia Tech because they're going to have to score. Because I
get my boy Haynes out there. Yep. Boy, you got the double Haynes.
Yep. I think Georgia Tech's a problem. Yep, no doubt.
And the running back Haynes, Georgia Tech's going to be an issue. And by the way, USF Miami, I'm excited for that one.
Yeah, Miami's non-conference schedule ends up being Notre Dame, South Florida, and the easy one, as it turns out, might be Florida at the end of the season.
Yeah, well, I don't know what to think about Florida, but I can tell you this: I'm a USF believer.
Yep.
They are like, I don't know if you saw the video of their coaches, the coaches that were in the booth. They were going to the elevator to go down to the locker room from the swamp.
I didn't see this.
And they were as hype as you could ever be. And I was like, hey man, this train ain't stopping.
No. That's a good get. That's a difficult game for Miami. They probably thought this would be one of those in-state games that, I mean, they'd have to play well to win, but now they're going to have to really play well to win. This should be a heck of a football game. All right, sir. Thank your wife for figuring out Mark D'Antoni.
Mark D'Antonio.
Oh, D'Antonio, right.
Mike D'Antoni is the basketball coach.
Thanks, man.
And I just couldn't come up with his name.
I'll talk to you later. Peace.
See you, bud.
That was so funny. You and I were talking. Felder's on the phone trying to figure out who Mark D'Antonio is.
Phone a friend. I know.
My gosh.
I know.
All right. We'll stretch when we come back. We'll place bets. The ACC did do a Paula Abdul this week. It was one step forward, two steps back.
I see what you did there.
Thank you very much. Next.
Chapel Hill to Charlotte, Greenville to Greensboro. Your sports, his state. The Adam Gold Show on the North Carolina Sports Network.
At North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance, you're more than a policy, you're family. With offices in every county, we're close by when it matters most. Our local agents customize coverage to fit your life. And our award-winning claims team delivers fast, quality repairs. It's no surprise Forbes ranked us the #1 auto insurer in America. North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance. Helping you is what we do best.
For North Carolina high school seniors, the countdown to college is on. And at CFNC, we've got all the resources and information needed to get you on campus next year. Take College Application Week, for example. Did you know you can apply for free at many North Carolina colleges from October 20th through October 26th? Sure can. Don't miss the opportunity to save some money applying to college. And for more help, visit cfnc.org/C2C.
Did you know? Atlantic hurricane season runs through November. From gathering necessary supplies to planning an evacuation route, now is the time to make sure you and your family are prepared. And if a storm damages our electric system, local public power providers are ready to respond and restore power quickly and safely. As a public power customer, you benefit from having an electricity provider that restores power faster than other providers do. Visit electricities.com for storm preparation tips and resources.
Crisis Services helped me get back on track. They listened without judgment and made sure I had the support that I needed.
No matter what you're going through, there's someone who will listen. I wasn't alone, and neither are you.
Whatever your crisis, you have options.
Reaching out for help was the best decision I ever made. You can too.
It's okay to need support. No matter your crisis, you have options. Visit ncdhhs.gov/crisis services.
Now, all across North Carolina, it's Carolina Newsmakers. Each week, leaders from politics, education, business, and the arts join Don Curtis to share insights and ideas shaping our state. Listen on radio stations throughout North Carolina and on demand at carolinanewsmakers.com. Carolina Newsmakers is presented in part by the North Carolina Academy of Family Physicians, advancing family medicine in North Carolina since 1947.
North Carolina ranks second in the nation in potential agricultural land lost by the year 2040. The NC Forever Farms program supports the preservation of family farms through permanent agricultural conservation easements and has received a record number of applications for 3 straight years. Landowners interested in preserving their working farm through the Farmland Preservation Division of the North Carolina Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services can learn more by visiting ncadfp.org.
When people put their feet under a table, it means more than just consuming food. Getting the restaurant back open, that meant to the community a lot of normalcy. The public health department checked the wells so that we knew where we could get water that was able to be used.
And it was neighbor helping neighbor, and I'm so proud to work in this little small county.
NC Public Health. Everywhere, every day, everyone.
Experience a day of discovery at the world's largest natural habitat zoo located in Asheboro. North Carolina Zoo and Botanical Gardens offers miles of shaded pathways, engaging activities and nature trails, and award-winning educational programming for all ages. Encounter wild animals, flourishing plants, and extraordinary beauty as you explore the ancient Uwharrie Mountains in the heart of North Carolina. Every visit helps save wildlife and wild places. Plan an unforgettable journey at nczoo.org.
This is Adam Gold.
We're going to have Seth on the show next week when he gets back from vacation. He was by a pool.
What are you doing? Get off Twitter. It's nicer to be on Twitter when you're by a pool anyway.
No, just stop engaging with people.
The Adam Gold Show.
I had this album.
Yeah?
I'm just not even lying. I had this album.
Yeah.
It slaps.
Yeah, it does. I remember. Is this the one with the animated?
Oh, I have no
thing?
idea. I only
They
had
were
this
dancing.
one.
Yeah.
I didn't have any other Paula Abdul album.
Yeah. I think that's it.
I think this came out when I was in college.
Yeah. I
This
just
is
remember.
very late 80s, isn't it?
I think so. Yeah, probably late 80s, early 90s for sure.
Okay, so maybe I was just out of college, but still living like I was in college.
Maybe. I just remember when, we used to actually have music videos. This was one I remember way back at the time.
Yesterday, we had the MTV Video Music Awards.
Right.
For the first time ever, it was on CBS.
Mm-hmm.
And we're watching I guess it's the end of the football game, the 4 o'clock football game, which I guess was Lions-Packers.
Mm-hmm.
And Aileen said, well, do we still have music videos?
Yeah.
And obviously the answer is yes, we do. We just don't really have them on television.
Right. Yeah.
You just watch them on your phone or you watch them on YouTube.
Yeah, I know. It's not the same.
And I remember the first video I ever saw on MTV was a Who song called Don't Let Go the Coat.
Okay.
Which is on, I think, Face Dance's album. Very good.
Right.
That was the first video I ever saw.
Yeah. I wonder if people don't put as much effort into their music videos because they realize that it's not just running 24/7 on TV.
Like, do you not think people would do, what was that Whitesnake song, Here I Go Again? Was that Tawny Katane?
Right.
On the hood of the, or in the, in the convertible?
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure.
Going through a tunnel, which is very weird.
Yeah, it's dangerous.
All that's weird. All right, so that was fun. A little walk down memory lane.
Yeah.
Let's stretch.
Well, speaking of walking, it's kind of related to how I'm kicking off the 7th inning stretch because that's apparently what we should do if we want to live to be 100, which I don't know if people really want to live to be 100 nowadays. Like, do we really want to be 100?
No, I don't.
No, not really. But their longevity experts say that there are 7 key things that they believe you should do to potentially try to reach Smucker's jar level. Which, do you know what
I know what you're talking about, yes.
Okay, for anyone who doesn't know, once you reach 100, you get to be on a Smucker's jar on one of the morning shows.
Yeah.
One of those.
It was the Today Show. Willard Scott started that.
Al Roker used to say
now we have Al Roker
birthday.
doing it. Willard Scott was the guy who really started that.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. So, number 1, something I do all the time, drink water.
Yes.
So, as much as people
Right
hate
here.
it, yeah, exactly. That's water in that cup.
It is. It is water.
Yeah, mine too. It's obviously good for digestion, metabolism, eliminating toxins, because we're full of those. Also, eat a nutrient-dense breakfast, oats, berries, things like that. Stretch your body like we should be doing now, which I know you're a big advocate for when it comes to yoga.
Yeah.
We've talked about this.
Yes.
So that's always a good thing.
My broken shoulder
I
is
know.
getting in the way of me, really
Right.
being active right now. It's
Well, I noticed you're not
Ing me
wearing
off.
your sling anymore, so are
Well,
you now on the next level?
Nah,
of
I
freedom?
probably should be. I mean, I'm just sitting here. I don't have to wear my sling.
True. You're
So.
not going too crazy in here.
Exactly.
There's also no horses, so
Theoretically.
you're good. Yeah. Also, I've never heard of this before, but body tapping? So it's to activate your nervous system, but it's basically tapping your body with your fingers, like in certain spots, I guess, just kind of activates your nervous system.
Okay, that's fair.
I don't know.
I'll take your word for that.
I feel like as parents out there who are constantly being tapped by their kids, they're like, no, we don't need any of that. It's not peaceful. Also, practice mindfulness. If you're good in, if you like meditating, they say that's a
Right.
good thing to do in the morning. Set intentions for the day. Lists are always good. Makes you feel good when you can cross it off. And then also, they say enjoy your morning coffee. Now, they're probably not talking about my kind of coffee because mine looks like chocolate milk. But They do say that it
Black
helps.
coffee.
Yeah, well, that's what they advocate for. So I don't know. Can't do that just yet. But if you do those 7 things, they apparently think you'll live to be 100. So, or at least
All 7 of those? Do you have to do all 7?
I guess so. Or if you ask, I like to read these random things for people who actually are 100, the secrets of them getting there. And I love their answers because they're honest, and a lot of them will be like, yeah, I drink vodka. Or I like, say curse words or something, like silly things like that. I don't know. Yeah, just enjoy life.
Please.
Also, dogs usually help. Dogs help everything.
Yes, they do.
Want something else that helps? Good bets.
Place your bets. Place your bets. Here we are. I bet you slice into the woods $100.
Gambling is illegal in Bushwood, sir, and I never slide.
Okay, you can owe me.
I owe you nothing.
It was a disastrous weekend. Let's move on. I'm going to be better.
No. Oh, no.
Yeah.
Let's see. I got my Cubbies bet from last Friday. I took the over 10.5. That was good. They didn't win yesterday, so that'll be one of my bets maybe today. But first, I'm going to go with the football game tonight. I think the Bears are actually going to win this one in Chicago. They're at-home underdogs. It's only plus 105, but I'll take it.
All right. I'm actually going the other way. Going the Vikings are going to lay the 1.5. I'm going to go over 43.5. I think we have a shootout tonight.
Okay.
It's going to be a fun game.
Yeah.
So Minnesota minus 1.5, over 43.5 is plus 240.
All right. Someone, if you are a Panthers fan, then you recognize this name. I'm going to go with DJ Moore to be an anytime touchdown scorer. He's plus 185.
I was going to also, but how about another former Panther? And we'll go Adam Thielen, anytime touchdown scorer, plus 390.
Wow, plus 390.
Yeah.
Wow. Like I said, got to take my Cubbies today against the Braves. I'll take the under 8.5 plus 255.
All right, and I'm going to go for a Minnesota defensive touchdown plus 800 for Minnesota to score on defense. How about that? As Paula Abdul takes us to the top of the hour. Wall of sound. Belichick, Doran, Diaz. Next.
From the heels
Touchdown, Carolina.
to the canes,
She scores!
he covers it all. The Adam Gold Show on the North Carolina Sports Network.
Hi, it's Adam Gold from my friend Gordon Miller, Miller Lending, Kildare Farm Road in Cary. I heard something this weekend. Did you know that mortgage rates are a full point lower now than they were earlier in 2025? A full point. What does that mean to you, the homeowner? If you have a mortgage that's roughly in the $400,000 range, that's $260 a month less. Refi, don't pay closing costs. Cost you nothing. I have never paid closing costs with Miller Lending and reaped the benefits of saving money because the rates have come down. And by the way, if you think, well, the rates are going to come down again, you're right, they will. Don't worry about it. Refi now, lower your monthly payment, refi again when the rates drop. Miller Lending, home of the original no closing cost mortgage. That's right. Save money when you own a home. What a country. Miller Lending is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 250-2146.
Our state's future begins with our students. That's why the North Carolina Education Lottery has contributed over $12 billion to education. Through scholarships, school construction, support staff, and pre-K programs, lottery dollars move our state forward, helping students become the best versions of themselves. Visit movingncstudentsforward.com and share how your student or school community has benefited for a chance to earn $2,000 for your story. Must be 18 to play. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
At Wilkinson Chevrolet Cadillac GMC in Sanford, we've got 3 great brands under one roof and deals that will get you in the driver's seat today. We've got the perfect new or pre-owned car, truck, or SUV for you. Family owned for over 70 years, we treat you like one of our own with friendly service, honest deals, and a commitment that keeps our customers coming back. plus state-of-the-art service and collision centers to keep you rolling. Wilkinson Chevrolet Cadillac GMC. Visit us in Sanford or at wilkinsoncars.com. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
If only life had a remote control, you could pause or rewind. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute risk test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its pre-diabetes awareness partners.
Every touchdown can bring you closer to a payout with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. New customers bet just $5 and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Plus, score over $200 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code TIMD. That's code TIMD with no spaces to get $200 in bonus bets instantly when you bet your first $5. Plus, over $200 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 877-185-543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov. 21 plus, North Carolina only. Eligibility restrictions apply. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. See sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos. NFL Sunday Ticket offer for new subscribers only and auto renews until canceled. Digital games and commercial use excluded. Restrictions apply. Additional NFL Sunday Ticket terms at youtube.com/go/NFL Sunday Ticket/terms. Limited time offer.
What sounds like a fun weekend?
Let's rent e-bikes and have a picnic.
What does not sound like a fun weekend?
We need to fix the gutters. Let's make 6 trips to the hardware store and still end up with leaky spots.
Preserve your weekend, your home, and investment, and call Preserve Services instead. Our Preserve team excels in interior and exterior painting and home repairs. We're your one-stop shop in the Triangle for jobs you need done, but don't want to tackle. And get this, you don't pay a penny until the job's done. Schedule today at preserveservices.com.
I'm attorney Brian Ritchie. Workers' comp can be tricky, but my law firm will be on top of all the complicated paperwork and sneaky deadlines so that all of your I's are dotted and T's are crossed. If you've been hurt on the job, I'm on top of it. Contact us at ritchielaw.com.
Broadcasting live from the Lenovo Studios. WCMC HD1 Holly Springs. 99.9 The Fan. The Triangle Sports Leader.
Daniels out of the gun, takes the snap, hands to Deebo Samuel. He's coming on the near side, gets through a hole, still on his feet. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Touchdown, Deebo Samuel!
The touchdown run of that was to me quintessential him. We've seen that movie, we know what that looks like, and how to feature it into this offense. I hadn't known him, but man, it was cool to get to know him and coach him now and find out what he can do.
Washington has a new toy. Good win over the Giants. There was some controversy with the Giants, apparently, that there's already a clamoring for Jackson Dart to start. I'm not going to pretend I watched a second of that game, so I'm not going to get involved in that discussion. But apparently, the media wants him to start. The media wanted him to speak after the game, and the Giants did not make him available, which is against the league's rules. If there is a request for a player, unless that player is injured, he is expected to be made available. And the Giants went, no, thank you.
Well, look at that. Meanwhile, Daniel Jones didn't do it.
I want to start. Glad you brought that up. By the way, it's the Adam Gold Show. I'm Adam Gold. That's Victoria. We do this every day, Monday through Friday. Normally, at this time, we do a wall of sound, so we'll get to some sound here in a second. But I want to start a segment called I'm Really Sorry I Had No Idea. And this would be a long segment because I get a lot of things wrong. Daniel Jones balled out.
Yeah, he did.
Now, it's probably worth pointing out that the Miami Dolphins just might be a tire fire.
Mm-hmm.
Really bad.
Yeah, not good.
But I believe the Colts were the first team ever to score on every possession in a game.
Oh, wow.
7 possessions, 7 scores.
Wow.
Did I see that correctly?
Potentially.
So he was tremendous. And some of those throws were excellent throws. And the Daniel Jones lobby, and I know there is a Daniel Jones lobby out there, they are loving it. So, hey, we made fun of Daniel Jones at every turn in the offseason. I will wear that. Good for him. Good for the Colts.
Yeah.
Look, as
7 possessions, scored on all of them. Mm-hmm.
Well, that I knew. I don't know if he's my wonder is he the only quarterback ever to do it? I look at the Dolphins in many ways like I look at the St. Louis Cardinals in baseball. And I do have somebody who is on the Mount Rushmore of Cardinals and Dolphins fans. You know him very well. As a matter of fact, we're in a 3-way group text about it. But I love it when the Dolphins lose.
Right.
Love it.
Yeah.
And I'm not even a Jets fan anymore. Love it when the Dolphins lose.
Mm-hmm.
But, and they got housed by the Colts.
It was bad.
So part of what, on the things that I was making a list of things about the Panthers, I actually wrote down, at least they're not the Dolphins. Because they look hopeless. Hopeless. All right, let's do the wall of sound.
The wall of sound is a function of this studio. There's no doubt about it.
So I went to the Google, and it does in fact say that, yes, Daniel Jones is the only quarterback to score on every possession for his team in an NFL game since 1991.
Okay, so it's not the first time it's been done.
No.
1991, who did it?
It
they tell us?
says Jones led the Colts to score on every possession, which is the first time a team has done this since 1991. I don't know. It's not telling me who. I have to do a deeper AI dive.
Come on, Google.
I know. I have to expand on
Ask Grok.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
I need.
Don't ask Grok anything. All right, let's get to the wall of sound here. Dave Canales, you are the head coach of the Carolina Panthers. Biggest point of emphasis as we look towards Arizona on the road next week.
Let's take a look in the mirror, talk to the group and just said, hey, look, this is us today. This is us right now. We're going to watch that film, and here's where we're at. We can be better than this. There are things that we have total control over. I think that the things that we're going to see and be able to fix are well within our control, and I feel that sense from the group as well. That the guys know that we can play a better brand of football, but we just have to be fundamentally sound with all of our stuff, with our blocking and tackling and finishing the plays on sidelines, finishing the plays down the field, and ending the drives with the ball.
Did anybody else's eyeballs roll when he said, first we got to look in the mirror? Can we?
Well, my eyes didn't roll, but I appreciated that. Because I tend to agree with his assessment that there were plays to be made. And I know how it's taken. I am not defending Bryce Young. Bryce Young made some really good throws, but he made unacceptable bad throws where you just cannot survive the wide variance of those types of plays and be an NFL player. Remember at the end of the season when Bryce was so good? And he was excellent the last 3 weeks, right? What did I say going into this year? I don't know what value to place on those performances. And I was told across the board, no, those games mattered. I'm not saying they didn't matter. I'm just saying when the outcome doesn't matter, what value do we place? And that goes for the head coach too. Because you call a different game when we're not win-oriented.
There's no pressure.
Are they trying to win? Sure. But there's no real ramifications other than better draft pick if you keep losing. So, best case scenario for the Panthers last year was, man, Bryce puts them in position to win, and Xavier Legette drops a pass. Not good for Xavier, but we proved that we could play, but we didn't win. Better draft pick. The Chiefs. Bryce takes them down the field. They take the lead. Patrick Mahomes erases the lead. All of these things. So many good positives. The negative, the defense is bad. But, man, it didn't hurt our draft position. Then they went and won a bunch at the end. Messed up their draft position. But with all that said, I just didn't know what value to place on it. I think we're finding out that maybe I shouldn't even say that because it's only 1 week. But it's possible that there wasn't as much value as we liked out of the last couple of games. All right, one more from Dave Canales. Remember, they had the ball. They got down. It was like 2nd and 1, in the red zone. They run it a couple of times, don't get it. Run it on 2nd down, 3rd down, don't get it. And then Bryce throws incomplete on 4th down. He went to the sideline, ran right past, said something to Dave Canales, and then threw his helmet down. Canales on the frustration.
Yeah, Jake, I don't want to get too much into the what happened there. I just feel like it was kind of a sideline conversation, but I think you're right. There was frustration really all across the board, just not being able to finish the way we wanted to, and it really just came down to fundamental football. It was a couple of tackles. We have the run stopped, and the guy kind of pops out for 7, and then hits an explosive and. Some of those things, and offensively, certainly it was, I was excited about having a balanced attack today. The run game started off really well, and we just weren't able to complement that and continue the drives, because of the turnovers.
Yeah, I don't think it was the turnovers. I think the turnovers were a product of everything else. I think that Bryce wasn't good enough. The receivers weren't good enough. I know Teterow and McMillan looked good. He did. I still think that there was a play to be made that he chose not to make on the potential touchdown catch. That's the way I looked at it. I see all around the league guys making phenomenal catches. Teterow and McMillan had an opportunity to make a phenomenal catch. It was a good throw, not a great throw. Catchable ball. And he went up with one hand. Don't talk to me about, his arm was being pulled. Sorta. But the other arm wasn't, and the other arm was never going to be involved in that catch.
Yeah.
Because he thought he could get it with one hand.
Well, and plus, Teterow came into the season saying, I'm that jump ball guy. I'm that guy. I want to be in that scenario where
and he
I
does.
have to. And that's great, but when you are in that scenario, it helps if you use both hands.
It does. All right, let me get one more. Get Bill Belichick, who got his first career win in college. Maybe he'll have like 300 of them. Probably not. What do you think?
Yeah, it's great. It's great, but it's really about the team. The players went out there, made the plays tonight. Staff did a great job. It was disappointing Monday night against TCU, but, these guys bounced back, all of them, players, coaches, our staff, support people, everybody, and just got back to work, and, we're determined to, to have a better outcome, and so, I was really proud of what they did. They're the ones that really deserve the credit tonight.
It's a player's game. If Bill has good players, they'll win plenty of football games. Did we learn anything good about the Tar Heels Saturday night? I would say no. I'm not going to go as far as to say we learned a lot of bad things, but if we were going to learn anything, it probably wasn't good. That game should have been a blowout, but it wasn't. So let's see what Richmond is. We're still in, we're in wait and see mode with the Tar Heels. Somebody pointed out earlier when I was praising C.J. Bailey, I did not mention Hollywood Smothers. He was really good. He is a dynamite talent. I think that's why I keep saying about State. I like their offense. I think they can win Big 12 style games. And maybe the defense catches up late. At some point, I want this from Dave Doran. Well, just let it rip, man. Just be that team offensively. Take risks. I think you've got really good offensive personnel as long as you can run the ball. They ran it well against Virginia. You got to keep doing it. All right. When we come back, Vashti Hurt on the Panthers 0-1 start again to the season. Next.
Talking sports, dropping truth. The Adam Gold Show on the North Carolina Sports Network.
It's time for our 2 o'clock keyword in our Sin City Skateaway, sponsored by MGM Las Vegas, Atlantic Spas and Billiards, Hot Tub and Sauna Expo, Buffalo Brothers, and Newcomb & Company. This hour's word is Canes. Text Canes to 919-860-5326 for your chance to win a trip for 2 to Las Vegas and see Carolina play hockey against the Las Vegas Golden Knights next month. Again, this hour's word is Canes. Good luck from 99.9 The Fan, the Triangle Sports Leader.
I know we're starting up a new week, but that doesn't mean the fun has to stop. I'm Victoria Vodnecker here from 99.9 The Fan for Law Tigers, and if you're feeling the Mondays already, maybe you should plan an impromptu evening adventure. Even if it's only a 30-minute ride, breaking the motorcycle out on a beautiful day, taking in the fresh air, and unwinding for a bit is just the thing you might need to help you get through the rest of the week. And no one ever wants to be involved in a wreck, but in the case that you are in an accident while riding your motorcycle, keep a note to call my friends at Law Tigers first before calling your insurance company. At Law Tigers, they're just like us. They're riders too, so they know the value of your bike, your gear, and the investment that you've made. They also know what it's like to go through an accident. Case evaluations are always free, and you're not going to pay a dime until your case is settled. Call 1-800-LAW-TIGERS, North Carolina's motorcycle lawyers. Law Tigers is a network of independent law firms who are members of the American Association of Motorcycle Injury Lawyers. Law Tigers is not a law firm.
Here's Megan with Parkway Sleep Centers.
Are sleepless nights affecting your life? Parkway Sleep Health Centers can help. We've treated sleep disorders in the Triangle and beyond for over 20 years. We offer sleep studies, office visits, CPAP machines, supplies, and more. And our streamlined process allows us to see you sooner and usually saves hundreds of dollars.
End sleep problems. Live your best life. Experience the Parkway Sleep difference. Visit parkwaysleep.com and start your journey to better sleep today. Parkway Sleep Health Centers. Sound sleep. Sound health.
Is going to your local bar the worst part of your day? The bartender ignores you, mediocre food, warm beer? Then why go there? Take 5 minutes and drop in at Sharky's, where they'll give you a free evaluation, and you can learn about all the bars that you shouldn't go to. Sharky's has helped thousands find the right bar to hang at. What are you waiting for? Sharky's evaluation could be the cure to the worst part of your day. Change your bar, change your life. Sharky's, 5800 Durley Road by the Shell Station.
Are you trapped in a high-rate mortgage, watching your hard-earned money vanish every month? Stop. Right now at Loan Pronto, they are delivering the lowest mortgage rates in 3 years. Hey, it's Dennis Cox. Loan Pronto's rate reduction home loan program is a streamlined, low-cost way to slash your house payments by hundreds of dollars a month. Lock in a fixed rate as low as 4.99% APR and close in as little as 2 weeks. No appraisal needed in most cases. And here's the kicker. You can skip your next 2 house payments entirely. Don't wait. Rates this low won't last. Call Loan Pronto now for your free, no-obligation quote. Loan Pronto is amazing. Imagine lower payments, more money in your pocket, and a fresh start with a better mortgage. Call 919-381-1760 or visit loanpronto.com to lock in your new low rate and skip those next 2 payments. Don't let the high rates hold you back. Call 919-381-1760 or go to loanpronto.com right now. Equal housing lender, NMLS 166171, subject to lender approval, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
O'Reilly. Check engine, ABS, or maintenance light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. The service is free and provides a report with solutions verified by ASE certified master technicians. And if you need help, we could recommend a shop for you. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
One Adam Gold. One Adam Gold.
Is he married to a person or just himself? Because I feel like that's very Aaron Rodgery of him to have the twist in there.
It's a very good question.
I don't know. We still don't know if it's a person.
Would he get down on one knee to ask himself over an ayahuasca?
Yes.
The Adam Gold Show.
It's the Adam Gold Show. I'm Adam Gold. Victoria on the ones and twos. Yesterday, thanks to a lightning delay, I got a chance to watch good football. I kid. I don't know what Vashti Hurt from NorthCarolinaBlitz.com was doing during the lightning delay. For all I know, she was entertaining people online because she is the hardest working woman in show business. I appreciate Vashti's time back from Jacksonville. How are you? What did you do during the 90-minute delay for lightning?
Yeah, we actually had a spaces on Twitter, and we let fans vent, and it was quite entertaining. So the weather delay went by pretty fast. We did our quick split spaces and waited on the time to pass. So it was pretty good.
You and Sheena Quick did that. That's the game wasn't going on long enough for people to have that many problems. They had a lot of problems right away.
Yeah, I think, and I tweeted this today. The 4th and 1, going for it, 4th and 1 deep in, their own territory, set the tone for the remainder of the game. And Lee and Cohn, to do that and to execute it, it could have swung it either way. And they got that conversion. Yep. They kept the drive going, got a field goal out of it, and then out of the rain delay, hit that 70-yard gasher. Travis Etienne hit that 70-yard gasher. All around, I feel like all phases, special teams, offense, defense, and Dave Canales, they have to be better. And it looked like a team that didn't get enough work in the preseason.
So, okay, I'm glad you brought that up because I was going back and forth with some people before the show today about just that fact. And somebody, Earl, ERRL on Twitter, I love that, my dog's name, by the way, who sent me a note. If you're asking for a data-driven decision on not playing in the preseason, shouldn't you also require data for the opposite? Logic. Live reps against competition will make you better. Burden of proof should be on not playing. And I tend to agree with that. My only statement is that I don't think we can definitively prove that not playing in the preseason is the root cause of what we saw at the beginning of last year and at the beginning of this year. But I think you and I are probably on the same page in that we would have liked to have seen them play more this preseason. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I don't know, and you're right. It might not be the root cause, but I think it could have contributed to it. And, when you're having issues, and it was very obvious, and we just got out of the room with Dave Canales and his press conference, Monday press conference. There were issues with the calls getting into Bryce having enough time once he gets the calls in the huddle to do his, checks at the line. Right. And then, have the ball snapped. There were snapping issues. There were issues with just that whole pre-snap process. And that's what you work out in preseason, not necessarily the X's and O's, but that type of stuff. And you got to remember, Dave Canales did not call the plays in the reps that Bryce Young had during the preseason. He had his offensive coordinator call the plays in those reps. So then even in that process, that's the type of stuff you work through during the preseason, and they didn't have an opportunity to do that, and it showed yesterday. And so, yeah, I think that, he played them a bit more, but even in the Texans game where they had those bad drives and not letting them play another drive because they had to earn the right to play, it was getting weird. And so when you elect to do that, you got to come out in the first game of the season and not look sloppy. And that didn't happen. So now everything is called into question, and rightfully so.
Vashti Hurt is joining us here on the Adam Gold Show. All right, let me ask you about the offense specifically, and we talked about the mechanics of it. The snapping wasn't good. There were a number of, and Austin Corbett, it ain't like the first time he's played center. He was the center last year. So these things should have been better, but for whatever reason weren't. Bryce Young made some good throws, made some really bad throws. Xavier Legette definitely should have gotten the second foot down. Maybe Tetero and McMillan goes for that touchdown play with two hands as opposed to one. and doesn't make the catch. So there were a lot of plays I felt like they left on the field. What are they saying about those things after the game?
Missed opportunities. We hear it all the time.
Right.
And we haven't had an opportunity to talk to the players, but, a missed tackle here, like you said. As far as the 4th and 1, I said Canales, if he liked the call with the empty backfield on 4th and 1 deep in Jaguars territory. He said he liked the call, but they didn't execute it properly. So they're saying that if they had done better on the execution standpoint, then the product on the field would have looked better. And that's always what we're going to get, right? That's going to be the talking point. We had missed opportunities. We're prepared enough, but we didn't do the little things better. We had the right call in. We just didn't execute the call properly. And that's what we're going to hear today when we talk to the players. I don't know. I mean, I would not have been mad if Canales said, you know what, our guys did not look prepared. We came out slow, and that's on me. And that's the one thing I wanted to hear that I didn't get from him.
Yeah.
And for him, it was more about what we didn't do, and that's true. But as a head coach, sometimes you got to take one to the jaw. And I would have liked him to take one to the jaw after the performance that we saw yesterday.
I heard what he said about Bryce Young being frustrated after that 4th and 1 play deep in Jaguars territory went awry. It didn't look like there was anybody open. But then again, I have no idea what the play call was or, so what did they ask of Bryce in that situation? And he kind of just, kind of sloughed it off and said, well, I get it. Everybody's frustrated. Did any players shed any light on those situations?
Honestly, I haven't really had an opportunity to talk to any of the players about that. When Bryce was at the podium, some of the guys were speaking in the locker room.
Right.
And, so Bryce said he liked the call, or according to Canales, Bryce liked the call.
Right.
And it was just about execution. I don't think Rob Hunt did say, and I saw this video, Rob Hunt was asked if you would have liked, as an offensive lineman, to just battle in those trenches and get those yards on the ground. He said, yeah, they would have liked the opportunity to. You have a line that takes pride in running the ball. In those situations, that's where they go to work. And that's kind of where the disconnect is for me. I think that Canales tried. Sometimes, you try to outsmart yourself.
Right.
It's all right to keep it simple. And in a 4th and 1 situation, I don't care whether the run is expected or not. You put your hand in the ground and you go mano a mano and you get that 1 yard. That's why you pay those offensive linemen all of that money. But he's doubling down on that call. I didn't see anyone open either. That's why I asked, would you do anything differently?
Right.
They said it. Maybe he alluded to it without getting into specifics of the play, that there might have been some people didn't do their routes properly.
Right.
But no specifics about that. But yeah, in that instance, you let those big men go to work and you get that yard on the ground.
I also want Vashti Hurt is joining us here on the Adam Gold Show. I do wonder, on the first interception, was Xavier Liggett deeper than he should have been on that throw? Because to me, that's an easy no throw if you you believe that Liggett is exactly where he's supposed to be. It could have also just been a terrible decision by Bryce, who obviously wasn't made some good throws, but he also made some bad throws, some throws he definitely would want back. Vashti Hurt, I have 2 more things for you. One of them will go back to what we've already talked about. But I'm curious, the offensive problems that you saw, do you think they're correctable? But what about the defensive problems that we saw?
Yeah, I do think the offensive problems are correctable. I have less faith in the defense, only because, you change very little with your staff. You do bring in some guys, but I just, they say they believe in the scheme. The scheme just has not been working for this team.
Right.
And you sign Turk Wharton, who we just found out is going to be sidelined for 2 to 4 weeks with a hamstring injury. So I'm assuming that Bobby Brown will slide into that starting role, who is another free agency signing. But, you get DB back, you sign Bobby Brown, you sign Turk Wharton, who's now injured, but you're still getting gashed on the ground. And, 200 yards on the ground is unacceptable. And we heard during the offseason their number one priority was stopping the run. And game one, you still aren't able to stop the run. So now you have to ask questions, well, what is it? Is it our players? Well, we picked these guys. Or is it our scheme? Why are we married to it? And so, defensively, these teams like Lee and Cone, 4th and 1 in your own territory, no respect for the Panthers, no respect for their run defense. You go for it on the first drive. That's wild to me. And other opponents are going to look at that and say, these dudes still can't stop the run. We're going to make you stop the run. And I don't know what they're going to do or what they're going to change. I don't see them really changing anything schematically to fix that. And so that's going to be a question mark for the Panthers, going forward.
Yeah, look, I know this is just one little stat and it probably doesn't mean anything, but Travis Hunter basically didn't play defense, and he had 1 tackle, and DJ Wanham had 0. All right, final thing, and I want to go back to the preseason because I want to get your thoughts on where I was the most critical of Dave Canales, because you alluded to it. He wanted them to earn that third drive. Of course, if they earned the third drive, there would be no reason to get the third drive because he was only going after 10 to 12 plays in that game anyway. But he was annoyed by the first 2 drives, and I'll use air quotes here, punish them by not allowing them to play any more football. He actually said, I wasn't just out here to play football. Like, what are we doing? It's a practice game. And I felt like he was trying to teach them a lesson by not playing rather than having them run plays until they got something right. And I felt like that was a missed opportunity from a coaching standpoint. Thoughts on that?
Absolutely. You don't earn the right to play. Like, this is the National Football League. You need to play. Like, it was really head-scratching when he said that, and it's even more head-scratching now that they didn't look good in that first game. Earning the right to play is crazy, especially when you have the drives that they put together. Like, I would make you play even more because you looked terrible. Like, it's like you don't earn a spanking. You get a spanking because you didn't do well, and I'm going to spank you. That's what you do. So, it's just in that instance, let the guys play. Don't punish them by not having them play because you're now punishing yourself in the first game of the season because you come out flat.
All right, now all they got to do is go correct all those mistakes against Arizona on the road. Vashti Hurt, CarolinaBlitz.com, at Keep Blitzen on Twitter. There's also various other Twitter and IG handles all over the place. You are awesome. I appreciate your time. I will talk to you soon.
All right. Thanks for having me, Adam.
The best. Vashti Hurt here on the Adam Gold Show. All right, when we come back, we'll rewind. I never fully went through. I always have 5 things I want to talk about. And I think we got to them, but it wasn't like we got to talk about this and this and this and this and this. We haven't really gotten into the ACC's not so very good week 2. I'm looking at you, Blacksburg. Next.
Making more sports sense than social media trolls. The Adam Gold Show on the North Carolina Sports Network.
Hey, it's Adam Gold from our friends at FanDuel, America's #1 sports book, getting you ready for kickoff with an offer you will not want to miss. New customers, bet $5, get $300 in bonus bets if you win that $5 bet. That's right. Pick something fun, easily winnable. Bet $5, unlock $300 worth of our money in bonus bets to use all across the world's greatest app. Build parlays, player props, whatever. The NFL is here. FanDuel.com/AGS. FanDuel.com/AGS. Download the FanDuel app today and get started with FanDuel and have some fun this season. 21 and over and present in North Carolina. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonuses issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov.
Turning 65 soon? Navigating Medicare can be overwhelming and confusing, but you're not alone. The NC Department of Insurance SHIP program can help. SHIP counselors can help you understand Medicare benefits to make your best choices. Visit ncship.com or call toll-free at 855-408-1212. SHIP provides free, unbiased help in all 100 counties.
Project supported by grants from the Administration for Community Living. Contents do not necessarily represent official views of, nor an endorsement by ACL, HHS, or the U.S. government.
For North Carolina high school seniors, the countdown to college is on. And at CFNC, we've got all the resources and information needed to get you on campus next year. Take College Application Week, for example. Did you know you can apply for free at many North Carolina colleges from October 20th through October 26th? Sure can. Don't miss the opportunity to save some money applying to college. And for more help, visit cfnc.org/C2C.
Did you know Atlantic hurricane season runs through November? From gathering necessary supplies to planning an evacuation route, now is the time to make sure you and your family are prepared. And if a storm damages our electric system, local public power providers are ready to respond and restore power quickly and safely. As a public power customer, you benefit from having an electricity provider that restores power faster than other providers do. Visit electricities.com for storm preparation tips and resources.
When life feels overwhelming, knowing where to turn can make all the difference.
That's why crisis services are here for anyone at any time, no judgment.
If you or someone you love is struggling with mental health, substance use, or feeling lost,
crisis services are here for you 24/7.
Compassionate, low, or no-cost services.
Whatever your crisis, you always have options. Find the support that's right for you.
Visit ncdhhs.gov/crisis services.
At North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance, you're more than a policy, you're family. With offices in every county, we're close by when it matters most. Our local agents customize coverage to fit your life. And our award-winning claims team delivers fast, quality repairs. It's no surprise Forbes ranked us the #1 auto insurer in America. North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance. Helping you is what we do best.
Now, all across North Carolina, it's Carolina Newsmakers. Each week, leaders from politics, education, business, and the arts join Don Curtis to share insights and ideas shaping our state. Listen on radio stations throughout North Carolina and on demand at carolinanewsmakers.com. Carolina Newsmakers is presented in part by the North Carolina Academy of Family Physicians, advancing family medicine in North Carolina since 1947.
This is Adam Gold.
Steve Bettman take all that time to walk out, then to see the pick, bro hug no less than 20 guys on his way up there. And then this draft house, they just moved this wall like the Price is Right. I don't know.
It's a showcase showdown back there.
I know.
That would be great. So we should spin a wheel,
yeah,
right? Exactly.
The Adam Gold Show.
It's the Adam Gold Show. I am Adam Gold. Victoria on the ones and twos. Before we get into a rewind and I go through all the stuff that I wanted to get to today, was there a reason we bumped back with Van Morrison's Brown Eyed Girl?
I just like this song.
It's a good song.
And I happen to be a brown-eyed girl.
You are.
So.
You absolutely are. Have you ever seen Van Morrison in concert?
No, I have not.
He doesn't play very long.
No?
It was sort of, as a kid, I used to cross the river, go into New York, and go to jazz shows.
Mm.
So I have seen Dizzy Gillespie at any one of the jazz clubs in New York 10 times.
Yeah.
Just as a kid. He used to play a lot in the city. I used to go as a junior, as a senior, when I was home during my freshman year in college. We used to go a lot. I was stunned 40 minutes. That's it? That's all I get?
Right?
Now, Van Morrison didn't play that, but it was...
It's long enough for a lightning delay.
Van Morrison, when I saw him in Atlanta, could have played during the Panthers' lightning delay.
Yeah.
It was like, maybe it was an hour and a half.
Mm-hmm.
Like he went off earlier than that, came back, did an encore, and then left. I don't know if he wasn't feeling well or not, but it's a good show.
Oh, nice.
Van
Worth
Morrison's excellent.
It's a great 40 minutes.
It was yes, better than that. But anyway, it was not a long show. I expected more. But he put on that time. I've only seen him once. A very, very good show. So,
nice.
Well, that would not make my top 10 Van Morrison songs.
No.
It's very play the hits.
It is. It is very mainstream.
Yeah, it's like, what's your favorite Beatles song? Yesterday.
Yeah.
Hey Jude. Exactly. That's a pretty good song.
It's a
Goes
good
on
one.
forever. All right, so I asked the question because I was curious if there was a reason.
Yeah.
But you are a brown-eyed girl, and so that's
It's a
reason
good
enough.
song. Yeah.
Let's rewind. All right, we are going to get to Will Brinson in the rewind, but let me just run through a couple of quick things about the Panthers. And I want to just start with the preseason because I just want to make it clear that there are a dozen reasons why we saw what we saw. And we don't know what level of importance to place on any of them. It could very well be that Bryce Young is no good. I'm just going to offer that as a possibility. Some people are already there. But it could be that. It could be that Dave Canales is no good. Some people think that's the issue. If you look at the poll, it's pretty split between Bryce, between the defense, and between Canales. Pretty evenly split. Bryce is leading, but not by that much considering the margin of error. I think the problem is the defense. So, I started with this. If I was making a list of pros and cons, how big a gap is there between the pros and the cons? And the answer is, it's too much.
Game, Jacksonville might be good.
Yeah, I don't think Jacksonville's all that good.
I think Jacksonville might be good.
Maybe.
Coaching upgrade for Trevor Lawrence, Travis Hunter. Impact on offense, not so much on defense.
He didn't. They barely used him offensively. He was on the field a lot, but they basically treated him like a running back out of the backfield.
Yeah, I think he is banged up, and they don't want to overexpose him too early. The other thing too, if Carolina, Bryce missed some wide open throws, like that 1-to-100 Renfro has to be a touchdown.
Yeah, agreed.
You could have had certainly. I think you like what you see from T-Mac. Need to get a little bit more. Defensively, they're just not going to be very good. But if Carolina makes that a game, I think we see a little bit more usage for Brian Thomas and Travis Hunter down the field. Just what Jacksonville was more than content just to pound the ball with Travis Etienne, and just get out of Dodge. And so we'll see if that defensive effort from Jacksonville carries over further into the season, or if that was a sort of a one-off. But I tend to think at least the AFC South put it itself pretty well yesterday. All things considered, Carolina, you see the way that Michael Penix looked. You see the way that, Baker Mayfield, their new Emeka, their new rookie from Ohio State.
Yeah.
Looked.
Oh my gosh.
New Orleans was quasi-competitive with Arizona in that game, and so it's 1 week. We're gonna overreact, but if you're banking on the Panthers being a fun watch and or winning the division, it's probably not the season for you. My buddy Travis Evans sent a meme to the group chat today that was like your head hurts. It's like a red circle on your head. It's and then like a red circle on your stomach for stomach ache, and then it was whole body is red. It was watching the Panthers play football.
It's not good. It was.
That's not good.
I thought it was worse defensively than offensively because I think that there are I think you said Bryce made some really good throws, but he also missed some throws. I mean the pass that goes through Dowdle's hands, that's high. That's a bad throw, but he also could have been helped by his running back. Xavier Legette has to get the second foot in bounds. To me, that's egregiously bad.
That was terrible.
I would have liked.
That was like.
What?
That was like you're in college bad. Like,
yeah.
I mean, like you this is the NFL. You were drafted high.
Do we practice?
You have to get that second foot in. Yeah. I mean, yeah, that was real bad.
So there was a play in the Lions-Packers game by Isaac Tesla, an electrifying play. Yes, thank you very much. Who, like, he makes this ridiculous circus catch in the end zone and somehow manages to get both feet down. Like, if he's doing that, his first NFL catch, and Legette can't get his second foot down when he's just running?
Well, I think when you have a basic like out like that to the sideline, and you're a second year, ostensibly like number 2 receiver on a team with an up-and-coming quarterback and hopes for being frisky for the season. One, like, it just says a lot about what's going on with Carol. Like, I mean, if that sort of thing is happening in week 1, like, to your point, do you practice? Like, what? That is a basic fundamental thing. You cannot let that slide,
right
out of the gate. It's just a bad sign for where they're at.
Yeah, and the 2 interceptions, one goes through Daddle's hands. There was a fumble in there, and that's bad. And the interception where he's got Legette, I don't know. Like, here's what I don't know. Was Legette supposed to come back to Bryce? And he didn't, but it was a good defensive play, too. Either way, it's not like you didn't see the defensive back. He was right there. But then again, that happened in the State-Virginia game, and we'll talk about that another time. But I still think that the State-Virginia game, which was, I mean, hey, entertaining.
It was fun.
Yeah, absolutely, and State won. The defense, though, and I want to move on to other games, but the defense for me, with all of their additions, still seems really, really bad. They could not stop the run at all. And this is 7 straight games of 200 yards or more rushing.
That's really bad.
Yeah,
I mean,
in
really
the NFL. This is not
Yeah,
typical in the
think,
NFL.
No, and I think if you're resetting your expectations for Carolina this year, week 1 knee-jerk reaction, my thought would be, okay, this offense just needs to look good, and this team needs to be in a bunch of shootouts and be competitive because the offense can hang around with other offenses and, be in trouble against a team with, like, when Buffalo comes to town in week 8, it's like, all right, you're not going to slow down James Cook and Josh Allen, but you got to be able to throw against that secondary and score some points to make it competitive. And so I think that's sort of where I would reset my expectations for Carolina.
Oh, yeah. Look, again, I do think the offensive mistakes are correctable to an extent. The defensive mistakes, I'm not sure they are. I'm not sure that they're like they weren't really missing anybody physically, right?
They're just going to be a bad defense.
Yeah,
but I think that was sort of like I sort of expected that coming into the season.
Yeah, we all did. But what was the hope? Was that the defense would at least have improved to the point of being decent?
Yeah.
It did not appear decent.
Not at all.
We knew it was sort of a joking point where I said, hey, take a lot of Panthers offensive players, but also take a lot of the offensive players who are playing against the Panthers if you are playing fantasy football.
Mm-hmm. Big time.
I would certainly take a running back playing against the Panthers.
Any of them.
Who are the running backs of the Arizona Cardinals?
Yeah.
Take them.
Mm-hmm.
Benson, whoever Benson is. Connor, former Pitt running back. James Conner, who's now looks to be, I think he's the starting running back. The other guy catching some balls out of the backfield.
Yeah.
Those guys should have big games based on what I watched.
Unfortunately.
Look, I want it to be different, and I'm not trying to pretend that Bryce is anything more than he is at this point. He's always been a developing player for me. I don't feel like he ever got, like, year one was a disaster of the Panthers' own making. Year two started out that way. It got better. And I was sitting here telling you, I don't know what to make of the end of last season because we don't know what value it has. It's going to take time to really assess. And it's not about, well, he sucks, game one. Let it play out a little bit. This is the year you're going to have to make a decision, really. I guess theoretically you don't have to make it this year. You can make it next year. But I think this is the year you plan for what if it isn't good next year. This is the year you've got to plan for it. So if we get halfway through this year and it doesn't look markedly better than what we just saw, and remember, the Panthers were going to have to win a bunch of games in the beginning of this season because the back half of the schedule theoretically is more daunting. It's a bad start.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really, really bad start.
That's the frustrating part as a Panthers fan, too. Is like this is the second year now where we look worse than how we left things, I don't know, last season.
Well, you can't look worse than it looked in week 2 last season, can you? Do you remember the way it looked in week 2 last year?
It was a dumpster fire. I mean, I hope it's not that bad, but I didn't feel real great after yesterday's game, so.
No, we'll get back to the NFL with Will. I want to get to some college football things real quick. I thought if we were going to learn anything definitively Saturday night from North Carolina, it was likely to be bad. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt and say we didn't learn anything definitively. But if we did, it wasn't good. Their offense after the first series, the greatest team in the history of college football in the first series. 2 for 2. This one was just 3 plays. 3 plays, 75 yards, I believe, in offense. And then they had a total of 300 for the game against Charlotte. That number should have been much higher. If we're being honest, and I think we're trying to be honest here all the time, Charlotte missed a field goal in the first half, turned it over on downs in the second half, held Carolina to 59 yards of offense after halftime. That's just not good.
Definitely not.
It's unacceptable.
Mm-hmm.
So, we got to see more against Richmond. Still not going to learn anything. Then at Central Florida. State was fun. Fun game. Frustrating, I'm sure, for State fans because in the first half, they could not stop Virginia.
Yeah, and plus it was, like 1,000 degrees out there.
It was hot.
I saw so many people on Twitter talking about how they were melting. They couldn't
It was
hang.
hot. And what made it worse is that we had been basically spent the last month
not being hot. I know. We've had the coldest August in forever.
It was uncharacteristically cool, and I don't know how that impacts the players. It can't be great. Yeah. But State got through it. Second half was much better.
Mm-hmm.
They allowed really 2 drives.
Yeah.
The drive that put Virginia back in front.
Mm-hmm.
And then the drive that nearly got them beat until that final play.
Yeah.
Good final play. I don't know what the quarterback was thinking for UVA. That was just an awful decision. And Duke. I mean, that game was there for you, and you spit it up. It reminded me in some ways, obviously, it's really the opposite of what happened, but when they lost to SMU last year, in spite of SMU turning it over 6 times, I don't know how you lose that game. Like, if you turn it over 4 times, which to me is really 5 because of the penalty on the punt that allowed Illinois to keep the ball, is essentially a turnover. I mean, you're -5 in turnovers. That's the way the final score should look. So Illinois did what they were supposed to do with all the gifts. But, man, Duke, I'm not sure you're not better than Illinois. And in fact, I think you are. I think you could be really good. They will get to the quarterback. Illinois' got a good offensive line, and Duke destroyed them. You just can't make the mistakes you made. So we'll see how Duke gets better going forward. Rest of the ACC. Miami, Florida State was super impressive. Castellanos, the quarterback, he was out of the game in the second quarter. They were up by so many points. It was crazy. FSU might legitimately be good, but they just had a practice. Miami beat Bethune-Cookman. Okay, fine, moving on. Clemson, I don't know what you're doing there, but that was really ugly for 30 minutes. Then they had a weather delay. That happened in the first half. But at least in the second half, they got it together. I think they just decided we're not going to try to do anything fancy. We're just going to run right down your throat. And I think they kind of simplified it, maybe. I don't know. But I have my serious doubts about whether or not Cade Klubnik and the Tigers can be anything. And now I want to talk to Virginia Tech. Quick story. We go back to 2003, 2004, all the rumors about Virginia Tech going to come into the ACC. And I argued, why does the ACC need Virginia Tech? We're not adding any new areas. We already have Virginia. We don't need Virginia Tech. At that point, it was supposed to be Miami, Boston College, and Syracuse. You bring it in to an extent, the New York market, certainly the Northeast, BC, Boston, Northeast, Miami, sort of Northeast, believe it or not, but also a great TV brand. And as it turns out, because of politics, we get Virginia Tech. I played in a Hokey Pokey, a Virginia Tech alumni golf tournament here in Raleigh with Frank Beamer. Frank and I in the same group. And the guy who organized it and made the pairings purposely put me in the group with Frank. So on the first tee, as I'm about to hit, he could say, hey, coach, this is the guy that doesn't believe Virginia Tech should be in the ACC. I kid you not. It was hysterical. Lo and behold, Virginia Tech was a great addition because good football, great fans, and it has been 10 years since Virginia Tech has been a good football program. Where you been, guys? Brent Pry ain't it? Is it possible that the program was only Frank Beamer? That's it? Because if Virginia Tech isn't going to be any good in football, they don't do anything for the league. Outscored 34-0 at home by Vanderbilt. What? Unbelievable. All right. Tomorrow, I'll calm down. Victoria, thank you very much. We'll see everybody then. Bye.
Making more sports sense than social media trolls. The Adam Gold Show on the North Carolina Sports Network.
Hey, it's Adam Gold from my friends at FanDuel, America's #1 sports book, and week 1 of the NFL isn't over yet. It's not. We've got the Vikings and Bears tonight, an old NFC black and blue division tilt between two rookie quarterbacks. Actually, none of them are rookies, but it kind of feels like the first time